cycle on.
I know. You just got to
Because you prioritize your health over your quality of life. And we are live and lopsided.
We are. You want to move it over? Or?
You could just scoot that way just a tad.
Well, I could.
There we go. And then we'll be straight. Okay. I'm on the hump, but that's okay. Hi, everybody. We'll hang around for just a few minutes and allow people time to join us. Yeah, we're sick.
Well, some people have known that for a while, but I mean,
yeah,
you know.
Yeah. It's not horrible. It's just not pleasant. And
no, the worst part was last week. I think, for me anyway.
No, it's worse this week for me. Yeah.
Hey, Suzanne.
Hey, Suzanne. Hi, honey. Yeah.
And of course, you know, every time we have done this, or every time we've gotten COVID, it has been when we've had to move.
Yes, we've had COVID 3 times, and every time it was right when we were doing a move. Every time. Yeah. Yes. Hola, Stephanie and Suzanne. What were you responding to?
Well,
I'm so sorry.
no, you're sick. It's sort of like we're on the.
Right, sort of.
Well, I'm on the.
He is. All right. Let us start from the beginning. We had a very small housewarming party, and one of our dear friends had been sick the night before.
Had gone to the casino, and
she had gone to the casino. She was sick the night before, and she ended up sleeping, going back to bed the morning of the party to try to get rested and everything. She didn't want to miss, and they ended up coming late. We were expecting them to come a little early, maybe help do some setup and stuff, but they ended up coming late because she hadn't been feeling well, and she just wanted to feel good, but they didn't want to miss. So.
Well, we all want to feel good.
Yeah.
I mean, that's, yeah.
And then she ended up, the next morning, she was really not feeling good. And then her wife called a doctor to the house. She got her some IV fluids and stuff. Then the next day, her wife was sick. And it was the opposite. Doctors coming back to the house to treat the wife. And so, you know, our friends, they're sick. And then Romy said she wasn't feeling good, and she went to go get a COVID test, and she just happened to be at the party. Mark wasn't feeling good. Tuesday, I wasn't feeling good. And then we pretty much all figured out that we
had a spreader event.
We had a spreader event.
I mean,
out of a total of 12 people at this party, at least 10 of us ended up with COVID. For sure.
No.
Yeah.
And it was one of those where, well, okay.
Yeah. So, you know, poor Arlene, she didn't know that's what she had. Hi, Annie Vet. We're so glad you're here.
And Laura.
Arlene didn't realize that's what she had. I mean, obviously, nobody intends on making anybody sick, but we all ended up sick in some way. Some people had it worse than others, but everybody except 2 people that I could tell ended up with a little bit of something. It may have been nothing worse than kind of a head cold.
Well, and some people don't exhibit
Right.
symptoms. So,
Right.
I mean,
No.
and the symptoms were all sort of different. I mean, mine started basically thinking I was having a toothache.
He thought he had a toothache. His face started swelling up.
And then, okay.
And then it progressed to a head cold. Me, on the other hand, I started off with postnasal drip. Next day, it was a sore throat. The day after that, I had chest tightness. And here we are almost about a week later, and now it's all in my head, like all in my sinuses. And and I have a horrible, hot, dry, hacky cough. That's the worst part, is the cough, because I'll just start coughing. It's something I can do to stop. It's like there's a tickle in my throat.
No, once it starts, it's just got to
like
keep going.
Yeah. And anyway, so that's what's going on there. And the more you cough, it kind of gives you a headache after a while too. So.
And we started the regimen of the ivermectina and.
Yep.
So, no, you don't know.
Yeah. See.
No.
Exactly. Hi, hola, Bruno. Yes. See, this is true. If you've never had COVID before, you wouldn't know. And we both had the jabs. We got the first and the second jabs in the U.S. And in all the years that we were in the U.S. after COVID had come out, neither one of us ever got it. It's not until we were here that we ended up getting it, and it wasn't that bad of a case. It was.
Well, I don't know. The first one was not good.
It was like
first one I could barely get out of bed.
It was like a flu, and for me, on that one in particular, for me, I had this weird pain, like nerve pain from my elbow to my shoulder for almost 3 months, and then it went away.
It's a weird, it affects everybody a little differently, and it really does sort of just want to do it on its own and do what it's going to do. And I mean, this is like just having a bad head cold right now. It's just that cough is really irritating, and that cough, the COVID cough that I'm talking about, it's a hallmark for a lot of cases. That cough can last for 2 weeks to 8 weeks, depending. I mean,
so I'm hoping it doesn't last very long.
We shall see.
Because everybody's going to look at me like I'm contagious anyway, right?
Well, I think we're past that point of contagious, and it's just now it's
hacking all over the place. It never looks good in public.
No, it doesn't.
No.
So,
and then the worst part of this is that now I have this runny nose, right? And my choices are to blow my nose or suck it in and swallow it, which is kind of gross, right? So you try to blow your nose. We have no tissue. We have no tissues here, no Kleenex, no tissues. So I grabbed Mexican toilet paper. If you guys know, Mexican toilet paper is like, why even bother? Like, you could go to wipe, and when you bring it out, you got your finger sticking up through a hole in the middle of the toilet paper. Like, you might as well just use a wet hand and some soap. So I'm trying to blow my nose, and it's just blowing holes through the Mexican toilet paper. So right now I got a paper towel.
So it is what it is, and it wasn't. I don't think it was as bad as our first go round with it.
First one was.
I think this one has stuck around longer than the first one did. Because the first one was 4 days, and it was, gone. So, but that one we jumped on the ivermectin quick, and this one
and that one I had that.
I know.
Pain in my arm for many, many weeks.
Yeah, but I'm talking about just the overall malaise of that. And then this one has been not as severe, but it has been a lingerer. So, yeah.
Yeah, the cough. And hola to the besses. Hello, guys. Oh, gosh. Oh, hey, Laura. Every time I see your videos, you make me want to cut my hair. You look so cute in that cut. Thank you. See, here's the thing. I've learned to work with the shape of my face. And I've got this really weird shaped face. Like my face is kind of like, and then I got this squareness here, and I have no forehead. I have like the Italian no forehead. So I always got to kind of work with bangs, and I've learned to just have it frame my face. And that works for me. So I've stuck with it. I used to have long hair, man, you know, the kind that you spend over an hour just styling. It was like down to here, and I'd poof it all up, and yeah,
Well,
you know.
yeah,
What?
never had that issue.
No,
I have never had to spend long doing hair. Yeah.
This is a good question. Hi. So Annie, I have so many questions about ivermectin. They kept asking if I wanted a lice comb with the box. What?
I think somebody was confused.
I think so too. And in Mexico, it's ivermectina.
Yeah.
So it usually comes in a box of 4 pills.
Well, 2 or 4.
Yeah.
And, you know, I know it's been controversial and everything else, you know, but one of the actual things is that it actually won the 1972 Nobel Prize for Medicine. So,
Yeah, well,
I mean,
it ended up being fodder in a politically charged battle, is what happened.
And it was, and it has proven to be, you know, because India used it, Mexico used it, and you know, I tell you what, we swear by it. Anything that is a virus, cold, flu, COVID.
Let me think of what other kind of viruses.
Well, those are the big 3.
Those are the big RSV.
You know, but
yeah.
You know, we try to keep some on hand all the time, just because if you get a cold or a flu, well, you know, that it does that. Well, we took everything to the States for my mom to mule out to all of her, you know, because she's the big ivermectin drug queen there in Kansas City.
Yeah, she's an ivermectina dealer.
Yeah, she's a dealer, and and so did we bother to keep any? No. And so. Yeah, it was like we were a little slow on the uptake on getting into it. So
yeah, we didn't get into it. We should have got it like right. I told him I had postnasal drip. I knew, and he actually had just got into bed, and he got right back up again. And I'm like, "What are you doing?" He goes, "Well, I'm going to go get some." I said, "Let's wait and see what happens in the morning." And then we didn't do anything for 3 or 4 more days.
Well, then morning came, and I felt like crap. It was like, no, I don't even want to get out of bed. But. Yeah. So, yeah, is what it is. So, yes, and Bruno, we are now in San Luis Potosí.
Where are you at?
Oh, Bruno is up there.
Did I move something?
He just wanted to know where we were at.
Oh,
so,
okay. Yeah.
And you know, because it not a bad drive. It's about a 2.5-hour drive from we were on, you know, where we're at in Querétaro is all the way on the south side of Querétaro.
Yep.
So, but the good part is we're very close to the bypass on the west-hand side. So we just jump on that bypass, shot right up. The road is not the greatest. It's another one of those, let's dodge the pothole roads, but the traffic is much less than going 57D on the east side of Querétaro. And we were here in 2.5 hours, even with torrential rains. And I mean, there's some times we got some heavy rain.
You could see the sheet. And you were driving right toward the sheet of rain. So that was interesting.
And fortunately, because now we have the place in Querétaro, we didn't have to pack everything. So that made that real simple.
And about doing the chat with COVID, it's like right now we're at the stage where it's just like a really bad head cold. So it's not that bad.
It's more of a pain in the ass than it is
unless you got the cough.
Sick. Well, yeah.
But you know, that being said, it's probably not going to last our epic long 3-hour. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, and
I might want to go to bed.
and the other part of that is having that last week was part and parcel to one of the things that we want to talk about tonight, because we didn't feel good, and then 4 days
Well, I'm not quite there yet, but you're getting there. I was just going to wrap this up real quick because Annie says they still have the
Yeah.
cough. Yep.
It lingers.
And oh yeah, and the toilet paper, right? Like you want to say, why do you even bother with this? Because you come back and there's a hole in the toilet paper with your fingers sticking out of it. So what's the point?
Well, yeah.
Okay. All right. So go ahead. You got
So we're not feeling whoopee, and we wake up Monday morning and we got no internet. And that lasted
kind of started Sunday night
4 days.
and then it came back a little while. And then it was gone from Monday morning pretty much all the way through Thursday.
Yeah.
And
then it was problematic in getting service out to fix the problem.
Yeah.
You know, that was
part of this is on us because of the language barrier. We don't speak good enough Spanish to just get on the phone and talk technical stuff with somebody. Part of it is on Telmex for having shitty service. Part of it is I'm on WhatsApp because they actually do have WhatsApp, but it's being answered by AI. And, you know, I'm responding to the questions. I'm giving them the answers. They give me a folio number. They say they're recording the incidents. They tell me they're going to schedule somebody to come out the next day. Which block of time do I want? Of course, I pick the earliest block of time that's available, and nobody shows up. And that was supposed to be on a Tuesday, and nobody showed up. And so then now, because of the language barrier and the distrust in this WhatsApp AI crap that I'm using with them, now I'm pulling Romy and Lee's in, and they're calling them in person. And when they call, it's long wait times on hold.
And mind you, Romy was at the party, and she has COVID.
And she has COVID too. Yeah, she actually tested positive for COVID. So, you know, we didn't get tested, but it was pretty clear.
We've been down this
rodeo. The whole party is now sick. So yeah, we all knew we had COVID. And, you know, now she's trying to help us out by making appointments and stuff and getting somebody to come out. Well, they're supposed to come out Thursday in the morning.
Mr. Senor Sanchez.
Yes. All day long. Nobody shows up. And now I'm getting pissed off.
Not just a little.
If you are without service, they have to credit you after 72 hours of no service. And we are beyond that. And I'm pissed. You know, I'm trying to be very mañana about everything, but this is now 4 days.
And it's affecting work.
It's affecting my job. I have depleted all of the data on my mobile plan, trying to stay connected for work. And four business days of this. And, you know, I get on their WhatsApp on Thursday and I asked if the person was coming. What do they want to do? They want to schedule an appointment for Friday. Excuse me, no. Where was the person from Tuesday? Where is the person from Thursday? We're not scheduling an appointment on Friday. And I was pissed.
And then she's chatting with Romy about this, and she gets a phone call from the front gate going, "You expecting a Senor Sanchez?" "Yes, we are." "All right." She tells Romy, "Telmex is here." Well, Romy's electrician, we had a problem hooking up with him the week before, and so we finally got in touch with him, and his name is Saul Sanchez, and Saul shows up and
excuse me,
knocked out. You know, we had some lighting issues at the house. A couple of you have been there. You saw what was going on. And, you know, he took care of all those issues and everything else.
Well, heck, he wasn't even there an hour.
Well, and that includes having to go to the electrical store, get some parts, come back, and did the whole thing. And, you know, he handled all these issues and it cost us 900 pesos, 950 pesos.
He fixed everything, all the lighting, switch plate, all of it.
Yeah,
For 900 pesos, including the parts.
and in and out in an hour. So,
So there's one extreme.
mhm.
Hyper excellent, good work recommended to us by our friends Annie and Ivette and Arlene, as well as
Romy and Lee's.
Romy and Lee's. That's one of Romy's contacts. Very, very good electrician, and he does plumbing too. And he's quick, and he speaks English, which is great. Although we're not expecting people to, but
No.
it's really good when you're talking about something very technical. It is helpful. You know, we could try to each speak a little bit of each other's language and probably get by okay. But sometimes those technical conversations are really difficult, no matter how hard you try. You know, but the whole thing with Telmex was just pissing me off. And the thing is apparently everybody knows they have crappy service. This is how bad it is. I asked the landlord, what do other people in the area use?
Well, first she asked him, did they have internet? You know, because she wanted him to check
he
with
checked
some of the neighbors.
He checked with the neighbors, and the neighbors had internet.
So it was unique to us.
Yes, it was us. And I said to him, what are other people using? I said, I really can't rely on this service. I said, I've got a job. I've lost hours of work for 4 days. And he said that some of them are using Starlink. Well, I don't know if you know this. We do have a Starlink dish. We have the traveling kind. The traveling kind has limitations on the speeds that you can use. They throttle them back, and they charge them more for the convenience of having a traveling dish. So right now, to turn that dish back on, at the time we had gotten Starlink, almost 3 years ago, it was $75 a month. To turn that dish on right now, it's about $110 to $115 a month.
Yep.
Because that's how much it's gone up.
And then Thursday.
Then it's not even that fast.
No, and in her lunch break on Thursday, she had exhausted the Telcel, and we literally were setting up.
I was paying for data every day on Telcel. I was buying packages of data
And then
just so I could work.
We set Starlink up, and we're just about to turn it on when we get a phone call, and it is Telmex, and he's like, he was involved in Arabic, couldn't find us, and so I'm like, well, I'm gonna go stand out front and look for the gringo in the hat with the black pants and in a blue t-shirt, a blue camiseta azul, and he found us, and he got us up and running. So she had a half a day, and then Friday. And
he had it up and running in 15 minutes. There was an issue with the line outside of the house. 15 minutes. And it took them 4 days to do something about it. I was not happy. And so my conversation with the landlord was, look, I'm finding this company to be extremely unreliable, and I can't have this. So what else are people using? And he said Starlink was one of the options. I said, I have a Starlink dish. I could reactivate it. I said, but then I don't want Telmex's service. I don't want to pay for this.
Not paying double.
And I said, I would need to disconnect it. And he really didn't want me to disconnect it because he said that they are so saturated in that area that if I were to disconnect the service, he would probably never be able to get them to turn it on again. So we would just have to take it down to the bare minimum if that was the case. We'll wait and see. We'll wait and see how things go. Because when it's running, it's great.
Yeah.
When it's running, it's fantastic.
And we're paying for it now. We don't know if it's running or not because we're up here. So
that's true. Oh, and then on top of everything else, during this whole ordeal, I gave them my Mexican phone number so they can call me or send me updates on when somebody was coming out. Then all of a sudden, 3 days ago, I started getting shut-off messages about an account that is not even ours. Like, I don't even know how this happened. Now I'm getting every single day, twice a day, I'm getting notices about having the service disconnected for some account number that is not even us.
But the good news, I think that the long and short of this is that you may wait to get somebody there, but when they're there, things happen, and they happen rapidly, and they happen correctly. I mean, both times,
Well, we hope so anyway.
Well, I mean, they remedied the problem. Both Saul and
Yeah.
Reynaldo, the gentleman from Telmex, the technician, they did their jobs, and they did it.
Yes, they did.
They did
Oh,
it efficiently and everything else. So
nothing against the Telmex technician.
right.
This
So
is not on him.
so what I'm saying though is you may wait to get them there, but once they're there, you get it's effective. So it's the hard part, I guess, is we're so used to, all right, well, not really. I mean, you think about when cable, we'll be there between 10 and 2.
No, that's
fine,
but my frustration was
I know.
I have an appointment Tuesday.
And no one showed up.
No one shows up.
And no communication whatsoever.
No. And then I have an appointment Thursday, and no one is showing up. And then they want to schedule another one for Friday. And so,
well, this is, I think a lot of that's the AI doing. They're just trying to placate people, and
yeah, exactly. Oh, and by the way, we learned this too. Profeco has no effect at all on anything Telmex.
they're too big.
I was going to basically file a complaint with Profeco. I was like, why not? We hear other YouTubers say this all the time. If somebody's doing something that they shouldn't be doing business-wise, you just mentioned the fact that you're going to file a complaint to Profeco, and it suddenly makes them go, oh, okay, we'll fix this right now. Not with Telmex. They're just too big of a company. They really don't care. And Romy told me I'll just end up being frustrated and it won't go anywhere. So then instead of just automatically crediting us for the basically 4 days of no service, we actively have to pursue getting credit for the lack of service, which again has to be done by phone, and I really can't do.
No.
So there you go. I was very, very pissed off. I don't mind saying so.
No.
It's one of those few times where I felt like the pressure was I just couldn't take it anymore. This was just unacceptable. I'm not really that demanding most of the time when it comes to this stuff because it's very laissez-faire and you just sort of roll with it, right?
Mm-hmm.
But not this time. This was too important.
Well,
it was interfering with my work. So.
And you didn't feel good, and it just was. It was just. It all snowballed into one bad week, and then and then she was hiding from Saul because she was like, I don't want him to think I'm.
Yeah, poor Saul. He comes to fix our electricity, and he's going to think I'm a royal bitch, and I don't want him to think that because I'm not. But I was just so hyped up and so mad about this entire Telmex thing, and I wasn't feeling good.
I know.
And I'm trying to work, and I've depleted all of my data on my cell phone plan, trying to work.
She would not have happy camera.
I was not happy.
No.
If I could have thrown stuff and broke stuff, I would. But anyway.
Yeah. That was one of those where Tropical Storm Gina was approaching shore, batting down the hatches. So
it doesn't happen that often.
No,
but
when it does,
watch out, man.
Head for shelter.
And hola to you, Tom. We're doing okay. This will pass eventually. Oh gosh, wait, what? While staying at a verbal in Huatuco, they accused me of using too much toilet paper and wanted me to buy my own. You know what? Most of the time, if we stay someplace long, we do go.
In which we always do. I mean.
Yeah, we always go buy our own.
Well, I mean, no, we're always there long. I mean, we're there for a month or more.
We always go buy our own because we have just learned that we can't trust the toilet paper.
And what's the one that we found?
It's Regio.
Yeah.
It's one of the Regio.
Regio Luxure.
Is that what it is?
Uh-huh.
It's not perfect, but it's
a damn sight better.
Yeah. It's way better than a lot of other ones.
Yes. Hey, Jesse and Mark and Vicky and Alfredo.
Okay, there you go. Ivermectin for virus and parasites. The reason that it got into this political boxing match in the U.S. is one side was like, that's for animal parasites.
Yeah,
Well, yeah.
the tablets that are that big are.
Yeah,
but
really, yes, it is. It is used for parasitic infections, but it's also good for viruses.
it was
So-
designed for humans, and then they found out that it would work in the veterinary side as well, and they went, okay.
I mean, it's funny that people classify it as a veterinarian medicine. You know, most veterinarian medicines start out as human medicines.
Because we spend more money, because they make more money off of developing one that's going to be sold to humans
Yeah.
than they are to the animals. So yeah.
See, and ivermectin is a cheap
Oh,
medication. So they certainly don't want to give you
A penny, I mean, literally a penny product, or
yeah.
a few pennies.
They can make more money off something else. They will try. So, and it works. And you know, the thing is the first time we got COVID, we moved to San Miguel de Allende, and our hostess lived next door, and her significant other was a COVID doctor, and she basically told him that we both had COVID, and he checked on us.
Yeah, we were all the way up on the terrazzo looking at the view, and he was up there, and he goes, you know, and he spoke English, and he was like, "Here, you guys got COVID. Yep. What are you doing? Ivermectin. How long are you taking it? 2 days." He goes, 3 more days, and you're good to go. Okay.
Works for me. You know. Oh, hey, hola, Jesse and Alfredo and Mark. Mark, how are you? Mark and Vicky were there. Mark and Vicky got sick. So, but I think you guys hit it hard pretty fast, so you probably didn't have it that bad.
Well, Mark is a believer in keeping the ivermectin in the medicine chest. So yes, he was on that lickety split. So
for sure. Okay. Hola, Eric. I'll be in Mexico next month. Do I need to bring you the good Gringo toilet paper?
No, the radio Luxor is.
It's not bad.
It's not premium like you would get in the States, but it's pretty darn close.
It's premium here. I mean, it's premium quality here.
And
we're going to be going to Costco while we're in San Luis because it's not too far away from us at all. And we're going to buy some of that good Costco toilet paper for sure.
Yes.
And we'll take that back home with us. And Vicky, how are you? Are you sick? Are you all right?
Yeah, Jess, I sound worse than what I feel now. Yeah. If we'd have done this last Wednesday, I'd have been here going,
No.
So.
And my face just feels like it's warm, but I know it's not. It's not. I'm not running a fever. My hands are just really cold.
Well, that's being in the cave.
Oh yeah, we'll talk about that in a minute too. Not to talk about toilet paper, but I wonder if the Sam's Club sell the good quality Scots. Like I said, we're going to go to Costco. We've bought Costco paper before when we were in Merida, and it's pretty darn good. So, Terry, yes, we are renting a house to keep our stuff in. That sounds kind of counterintuitive, financially speaking, but it was worth it. Number one, the house we rented is a really nice house, and it's in a really nice, lush green area with very little dust. It's kind of quiet. It is removed from a lot of places in such that we have to drive if we want to go anywhere. But it is a nice house, and we're very comfortable there, and we feel very at home at this place.
Well, and we felt even more at home when we get here to San Luis Potosí, and this is a very nice house and everything else, but it ain't home. I mean,
we actually got here, both of us not really feeling our best, and contemplated whether we want to actually do the entire 2 months here or not, and we're still kind of feeling that out. We're actually here 10 weeks. So
Oh,
we
hell no.
probably could cut a week or two off of that.
Yeah, I would agree.
But yeah, we're very much at home at the place that we rented. Now, the wonderful upside of this place that we rented is that we've got a pantry and we've got groceries in the pantry that don't go bad that we can come back to. So we're not hauling a bunch of groceries
In
around.
Querétaro.
Right.
I'm just,
Right. So they're there. We come back and there they are. It's not like we have to go buy everything again. Number two, we've got a place to keep the bulk of our things, the things that we had to pack on into this car and move every time we move. And that would take a lot of energy to do that. It would stress us both out. It would take us the night before to get ready and stage everything, half the morning to pack everything, then do the drive, then unpack everything. This time, Mark was not feeling that well. I packed the car. It took me all of an hour, and we had plenty of room. No roof bags, no targets to watch rolling down the highway. It was, in fact, we found ourselves sitting around for 2.5 hours waiting to leave because we couldn't check in here until 3. So I got the whole car packed, and it was an easy thing to do. There was no stress. There was no arguing between us because of the stress. The unpack was relatively easy, and that's it. And then when we're done with this stay, we go back and we have a break, and we can be there for a little bit until the next adventure. So that's kind of how it's rolling.
yeah, we just didn't leave much gap in between there, considering we're going to go to the States. And then, so we may flee a little earlier just to give ourselves a little extra time.
Yeah. And so, anyway, it's frustrating. It's hard to have the manana attitude when you have a job to do. It would piss me off to no end. It did.
Oh, yeah. Trust me.
It did. And I try really hard to not be that way. I try to leave that person in the United States. That's not who I want to be. And a lot of times.
But the other part of that is, though, you work in the United States, and so
there's demands and expectations.
And you have high expectations of what you are going to provide for
right.
the people who are giving you your paycheck.
Right.
And you were unable to meet those because you couldn't get that. And that frustrates you to no end.
Oh yeah, see, I am a perfectionist. Sometimes you can't.
Can't you tell by who she married?
Yeah, of course. But you can't be perfect all the time. But my feeling and my work ethic is I do a really good job, and I want credit for doing a really good job. And I realize I have to own it when I don't do a really good job. And when I feel like I'm wasting time and I can't get things done, I'm doing a poor job. And that reflects badly on me in my own mind. Maybe nobody else around me realizes the struggle I'm having.
No, you're very good at putting the front up. I mean, because at the other house, she is upstairs, her office. We put her office upstairs in the maid's quarters up there, and she has a window, and I hear her up there with her music. And then my little smoking area is right off the kitchen down below, and so there's a little patio out there. So I'm sitting out there, and I can hear her. I'm sitting here going, "She's madder than hell," and she's like, "Oh, ha ha ha! This is yeah, I know. We can do this. We can do this. We can do this." And then she hang a phone, and then she'd be like, "Effing Telmex," So I mean. So no, she covers it very well.
I try. Oh, and hi, Ann. Oh, I sound really bad. Well, I know I don't sound my best, but hopefully it will improve.
I can give you an idea how bad we actually feel. Is we have been here in San Luis Potosí, and we have not gone to get churros yet. So. Now,
there's a couple reasons.
Twofold. Number one is we're not at our 100% level. Number two is about the time she gets off work every day, the sky has been letting loose.
That's when the rain starts, and it's been raining pretty heavy.
Raining hard.
It's been raining very hard,
which is good because God knows they need to fill the reservoir. So I mean,
Sure.
It's a good thing, but it's not conducive to going down to get churros when it's pouring.
This is true. That's part of rainy season.
That is it.
Oh, and we get our toilet paper from Costco. That's right, damn straight. That's some good toilet paper. Oh, and thank you about the shirt, by the way. Look, it's got our little Gringo thing on it, right? When we went to the US, we had some of our merch shipped to his mom. I got this nice metal cup. Mark's got one too. I was really surprised. I thought it would be plastic. This baby is metal, and it fits in a drink holder in the car. So I like it lots.
Yeah, and in my shirt, they wanted to bitch about saying that, we got 3 emails going, your shirt contains one of the colors in your logo. I know, dumbass. I looked at it on the thing. I ordered it. Do it. Your logo has one of the colors that is in your shirt. Do you still want? Yes,
we want
do it. We understand. 3 times.
3 times.
And finally, it was like.
Finally, I had to say to them, look, you've asked us, and we've told you. It is in writing.
Shirt.
It has been recorded. We acknowledge what your concern is, and we accept it. Please just make the shirt.
It turned out good.
It did. So, Mark, you are not sick. Good for you. Willie and his wife, they got sick. Claudia.
Yep.
Claudia was sick in bed the first day that
Cesar
had a bit of a head cold when I talked to him or when I chatted with him.
And I think Saul and Dulce?
Saul and Dulce apparently did not have any issues. So I think they are the only 2 that didn't get sick.
Well, and Mark.
Well, no, Mark, I think you had like something maybe.
And he knew to take that out.
You took the ivermectin right away.
And was like, yeah, I'm knocking this out before it starts. So
right. Hola, Lambden. And hola, Ronnie. Are you guys on TikTok? No. We're 2 old farts. We're old farts. We don't do TikTok. That's for younger people. Younger than us. That's for like our kids and our grandchildren.
True.
Yeah. Ain't got no time for that. I try to stay off as much social media as I possibly can.
I stay off of all social media.
He's not on any of it except for YouTube to answer questions and stuff. But I'm on like the Holy Trinity. I'm on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. And most of the time that I spend on any of those is directly related to this channel. I don't even spend hardly any time on my own account. Yeah.
I'm just showing Laura asked.
Oh, yeah. That's his. Mine's got a heart.
She has the heart.
I have the heart. I got the little Mexican heart flag on there.
And the problem is she doesn't pay attention to the heart. She walks into the kitchen and just, it's like, yeah, it's Coke, baby, because ain't no heart on that. That's mine.
Yeah,
so,
I wasn't expecting that. Let's see.
That's all available at the website on the merch store.
Yeah. The trick to ivermectin is taking it before you get really sick. Yes. Mark didn't get sick at all. I was sick for about 4 days.
No, that is the faster you jump on it, it's like, one of the reasons we took so much up there is every time my mom flies, she takes it before she flies. She views it as a prophylactic thing. It's
like when Mark got up out of bed that night and said, I'm going to go get some ivermectin. And I'm like, it's the middle of the night. Just lay back down. We'll see how it is in the morning. That was my mistake. I should have let him go.
Yeah, because, there wouldn't have been any traffic. I could have been down to the Farmacia of Guadalajara real quick. They're open 24 hours. Grabbed us some and boom. But
oh gosh, this is so true. Lone Ranger from Canada. Last trip to Mexico was in Huatulco last year. Loved it, but hot.
Oh,
it was hot. It was really, really hot.
And we really, really, really like Watuco.
We
I
do.
mean,
We like
it's-
Watuco a lot. A lot.
we were talking at the party, and I got talking with Mark and Vicky about this, and I said, the vibe in Watuco was probably the best of any town that we have encountered so far in all of Mexico.
The overall vibe.
But
Yeah.
you pay a price for that vibe. It's called heat and humidity. And so, and the thing with Watuco is right now, Watuco is, I would call it perfect. I mean, it's not too big, got the international airport, but it is a government planned city, and it's going to become the Tulum of the West Coast. And you can already see, they're buying up property, going south, because they've gone as far as they can go north, because they've actually bumped into the national park there, and they can't go any further
That's
there.
true.
So, everything is going to be going south and then back up towards the mountains. But yeah.
And Tom, we are actually very close to Mark and Paulette. Maybe a 10-minute drive.
If that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're on the west side of the city, and they're even further on the west side of the city.
We're closer to them now than we were last time.
Yeah, they're on the other side of Tangamanga Park, and which is what I think about the size of Central Park.
Oh no, it's bigger.
Bigger. Okay, but they're a couple of minutes past the far side of Tangamanga Park, and we're about 5 minutes to get to Tangamanga Park. But fortunately, there's a quick cut through that just right through the edge of it. You jump on the carretera, you go up a couple of exits, and that's where their subdivision is. So
yeah, we've been in touch with Mark's been reaching out to us, and we told him, dude, we got COVID, and hopefully we'll be better by the weekend. But right now, we're just trying to get better. So
and anytime you get into, I mean, we've been in this house now for 3 nights, so getting acclimated. We get here, you read the reviews. Anytime we go to a new place, we read all the reviews, and we have learned after as many Airbnbs as we have done, how to read between the lines, because cozy means it's going to be tiny, and this place was described as cozy and spacious.
Like, how do you get cozy and spacious?
Pick one.
Cozy usually means you're cozy.
Yeah. And it's spacious.
It's extremely spacious.
Plenty of room, and it's it's comfortable. And then some people had mentioned that the bed was hard, and the owner and host of this has been working very hard to correct a lot of the things that people have brought up in the reviews.
Yes, he has.
And so there was a topper that was on there. Well, we brought our topper from home just in case. And so, I took their topper off, put our topper on, remade the bed. We slept on it, and we're like, it's still hard.
It's still hard. It was a very hard mattress underneath.
Yeah. And so right now we literally have 5 inches of foam topper.
On top of this,
we have our 3 inches, and then the 2 inches topper that they had. And we got them both on there, and we're good to go. I mean, figuring out the kitchen, and then we have the outhouse, because downstairs the only bathroom is outside
off the patio, but it's got good water pressure.
Yeah.
And there's there's little nuances. There's a washer and dryer that's up on the roof. That's great, except that you have to walk up the spiral staircase of death to get to it. And the spiral staircase of death isn't even a full size. It's a very narrow one. In fact, I slipped and missed a step coming down the very first time I tried to go up and down this thing. We're not taking our laundry out.
I ain't going up there with arms full and
there's
everything
else. There's a lavanderia right down the street.
Mm-hmm.
We'll use that. We're not gonna take our life in our hands to wash our clothes. So
no. And that just, so getting used to everything, the differences in the water pressure from upstairs to downstairs, because it's a Naco. It's getting a feel.
Yeah.
And so that takes a few days of us
It
doing
did.
that.
Like the first couple days, we were like, "Oh no, man, are we gonna stay the whole time or not?" And he says no, but I told him yesterday, I'm starting to get adjusted. I think this will work. We can do this, but
We could do this, yes.
we could do this. But I said to him also, I realized that we're actually here for 10 weeks, not 2 months. So we probably could cut the last week or two off and just head back.
Mhm.
Because right after that, in the middle of September, about the time our stay's supposed to end, we would be immediately turning right back around and getting on a plane and flying to the United States again to take our granddaughter to the beach.
And this is not just a simple, let's go to the beach. This is Querétaro,
Yeah.
Dallas, Pittsburgh, Charlotte, Wilmington.
Yeah.
Can't do that all in one day.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just,
My daughter is really uncomfortable putting our granddaughter on a plane, her first plane trip, unaccompanied. I was hoping she would send her from Pittsburgh to Charlotte and we would get her in Charlotte. And she wasn't comfortable with that. So we agreed that we were going to fly to Pittsburgh first, then get her, and then fly.
Could those 4 flights physically be made in one day? Yes, because it leaves, anybody who's flown out of Querétaro knows, that 5:15 a.m. flight to Dallas, well, it's pretty booked. And you get there, and they're an hour ahead. So you get there about 7:30, but then you got to clear customs, go back through TSA, and probably more likely than not, change concourses in Dallas Fort Worth, which was just announced that Dallas Fort Worth has the longest walk from one end to the other of any airport in the US.
Yeah.
So, it's like, okay.
Yeah.
Could we do it? Yes. One mistake and we're screwed. And so, it's like, all right, give ourselves a couple hours, fly up to Pittsburgh, spend the night up there in Pittsburgh. And, if anybody has ever flown out of the Pittsburgh airport is familiar with it, it is similar to the Querétaro airport in the fact that it sits in the middle of nowhere.
It's out in the country.
It is closer. It is closer to the Ohio state line than it is the city of Pittsburgh. So it's out there, and there are some hotels around there, and we could do fast food or we can do Permane Brothers, and that's about it. So
I don't really want to do Permane.
I'm just giving you the options. So
Permane's is one of those things where it was really, really, really good when they first started, and then it became like this touristy thing, and
and nobody wants. Well, okay,
Oh,
unless
no,
unless you're from the Berg,
exactly.
nobody wants French fries on their sandwich.
Coleslaw and French fries on my sandwich. When you're having that kind of a sandwich, Let me see. YouTube is better than TikTok anyway. I don't like the short vids. And it's interesting that you say this because I experimented with the short vids and I put one out every single day for a full month. I wanted to see if it would get us any more subscriptions. No. And the reason that is because the niche that we're in doesn't attract younger people. Younger people with shorter attention spans, they like those short vids. And I will watch a series of short vids sometimes when I'm just scrolling on Facebook and stuff. Yeah. Or I like Penny the Talking Cat, for example, and stupid stuff like that. But our subscribers and our niche and the audience itself.
All of you tend to be more of a mature.
Long format.
And so, you tend to be like we are and go, okay.
50, if you can sit down for 15 to 20 minutes, that would be like the prime window for a video.
When the hell have we hit that?
It's been hard, so sometimes our videos are running 25, 30 minutes. And then you got these lives, and these lives are ridiculous.
These lives are cocktail hours.
They are.
Yeah.
But I am guilty of being one of those people that I could never sit and watch somebody's live for 3 hours. So bless you all for doing that. Thank you. Um, I don't have the time myself to do that with other people. So I appreciate the fact that you do sit with us for that amount of time when we do these lives. But I try to keep regular videos around 20.
Yeah. I mean, the next one we should be doing should probably be
Like this one right here, tour of the new place.
which new place?
Well, I wanted no. I got to go back and look and see what we have. We got a lot of video content that has not gone anywhere because I have been so wrapped up in the drama that is my job. And he's making this face, and I don't. Okay, why? Okay, the drama that is my job. I don't mean the thing about the internet being out and stuff like that. I just have a very, very, very needy boss.
Inept.
Inept is the word.
Inept.
And it makes for a lot of stress and drama and extra work.
Anybody ever remember the episode of the Andy Griffith Show where Barney becomes sheriff for a day? That is it.
Yeah. And it's one of those things where there's been a couple of occasions where there was the potential that he might get fired. Potentially. And one really bad one came up recently. I've been practicing my thanks but no thanks speech.
No, because he's created an environment that is, well, anyway, yeah.
Yeah, if somebody were to come to me and ask me if I wanted to step into the lead role for this team, I would be like, no, thank you. No, thank you, no.
Somebody else created this shitstorm, and I'm not the person to get you out of it.
It's been quite a mess. So there's a it's kind of like that. I didn't think, I had a job when we first started this, and I found a way to do my job and to make videos. And I think there's two things that have happened here. Number one, my job was when I'm done, and I walk away. And there was no stress. The certain.
Yep.
I mean, that was it.
Yep.
It was, I do my work for the day and I'm done.
You were compartmentalizing very well.
Yeah.
And you were running on the pure adrenaline of just arriving here in the country.
There's that. But the job was very clear cut. There was no team drama. There was no people not doing their work. There was none of this. My boss doesn't know what to do, so he calls me at stupid hours when I'm not even on the clock anymore to talk about things. And, things like that. That wasn't happening. And then, in addition to that, the videos that I made at that time, well, they weren't as complicated as they are now. And when I look back at those videos, I'm actually embarrassed because the quality is not.
The only reason they're more complicated now is because her chase of perfection.
Exactly.
She goes,
I've learned.
She is Ernest and Julio Gallo. She will, we will sell no wine before it's time.
Yeah.
She will release no video until it meets the
until
Gina
it's
standards.
ready. Yeah. And as I've done videos, I've gotten better at them, and I've reached this. I reach new levels, and I want to maintain that level or improve. And that kind of happens as you do YouTube. That's how things. You try your best to improve just something a little bit each time you do the video. Well, by the time you get up here somewhere and you go back and look at what you were doing last year, you're like, oh my God, these are awful. And so
some of them she had nothing to do with. They were just bad because we were bad at the beginning as far as just.
I mean, they're awkward. So now I have two things happening. Then I had a job that was easy to turn off at the end of the day and then work on these videos that weren't as good as they may be now. And now I have this situation where I can't just turn my job off at the end of the day because of all the drama and the stuff going on with this job. And I don't have the time to devote to the quality of videos I want to put out. So it's always been a real struggle since this job started to get there. And that's why I have content that I need to pull together for things that we've done that hasn't seen the light of day yet. This long story is yes. The short answer is yes. We're going to do a tour of the new place. I wanted to get drone footage so you can see the surrounding area because it's on a golf course, an equestrian center, and I thought that would be really nice to pull some of that in. But we really were only there for about 2 weeks before we had to head out again. And then we got sick for a week and no internet for a week and whatnot. Are you okay?
Yeah.
Okay. And then, of course, we'll do our usual Airbnb tour of this place, and we'll drop that. It's actually a really nice place. It's
It's
there,
different.
There are things about it that need to be improved. However, based on the fact that I had questions about
The oven,
how to get the oven to stay lit,
because it wouldn't.
it would not. And he sent out a technician. The technician did some stuff, and it was like, this is beyond what I can do. So the Airbnb owner actually came to the house to take measurements because they're going to replace the entire stove.
Mm-hmm.
What that tells me is that he gets really good reviews.
He is very attentive.
He's very attentive and responsive.
Mm-hmm.
And so if there's something wrong, even the comments on the Airbnb listing, if somebody made a criticism, he responded. Somebody said that they needed new cutlery. He responded. There's a new knife in the kitchen. Mm-hmm. Someone said they needed new utensils for cooking. He responded. And on Airbnb, and there are new utensils sitting there that you can tell they haven't been used that much. So
it's a work in progress.
He's proactive. And this place has some things that it needs. The furniture, some of the furniture is old. The couch that we're sitting on is relatively new. The couch that was here is not. We moved it over there.
We flipped the couches.
Yeah. The paint, lots of chips and places that needs to be repainted.
It needs to be refloored.
It needs to be refloored.
Mm-hmm.
But I do believe this guy is actively trying to improve the property.
And Mark Balder, it has a skylight, so you know what else that means. So, we were having this conversation that, you have a skylight, you have leaks.
It's going to leak. But it's not leaking in our bedroom. So
no, the skylight is out in the hall, so it's like, whatever.
Hey, the cups. Listen, these cups that we got, I'm going to tell you, like I said, I was really impressed with the quality of them. We got these from Spread Shop.
Yes.
Yeah. And the links below our videos, we always have 2 links for merch, and I forget what the other one is. And like
red tube or
I don't know, red shirt, something like that. Nobody ever buys
Redbubble.
Redbubble. No one ever buys anything, honestly. And
except us.
We're the only ones that ever buy anything. But if you wanted to buy a cup like that, this one's at Spread Shop. It's pretty decent. So
yeah, we put up a nice order. I mean, she got
I got
several of those tie-dyed shirts, and
yes,
I got 2 golf shirts, and then I got a zip-up hoodie.
I got a windbreaker.
Yep. And then we got the magnets and the
stickers. Yeah.
So
they got all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
In my honest opinion, yeah, a good bit of it is overpriced. Mm-hmm. And that's because they have this base price, and then
for customization,
and then there's like a little tiny fee that we get, but I promise you, it is a tiny, tiny fee. And whenever we order stuff from them, we get at the base price. But even then, I feel like the base price is a little pricey.
I mean, I think if memory serves me right, I got an Adidas shirt and Under Armour shirt from my 2 golf shirts, and I think they were a hell of a lot less than buying them in a pro shop. I can tell you that. I think they were $39.99, $35, $34.99, somewhere in the 30 to $35 to $40
Were
range
these
for that
12 or 20? I can't remember.
price.
Yeah, these.
No, those were 20.
They were 20 something.
I think 22.99, 24, something like
But
that.
I don't feel so bad because they're metal.
No, they're metal.
If they were plastic, I would be like,
and there's
yeah.
a couple of things about those. Not that we're going to sit here and pitch merch at you. That really they did very well on this. One of them is the fact that you can thread it for either a left-handed or right-handed
Yeah.
drinking, so the straw is the correct way. Because I mean,
those cups are probably the best items we ever got from them.
yeah.
I would say. Oh, office. I watched the news about the riots in Mexico City with gentrification protests. How are people treating you where you're staying? We have never had an issue.
Nope.
Never once, ever, anywhere. No one has ever called us names. No one has ever been aggressive with us, no matter where we go.
I think part of that is it's a mirror. It depends upon how you present yourselves, and we have always said is a lot of because you've been with us for a long time.
Yep.
We're guests here, and so
Yep.
we try to act as if we are guests, and it's one of those where we try to never be pretentious or anything else, and just go in and
just be humble.
Be humble and enjoy the experience of being here. And it's like went and got a haircut today and read the reviews of the place, and there's been some people who have really trashed the place. I got to say the guy was phenomenal, and it was one of those put the straight razor in and trimmed all the everything.
Nice
and
job.
yeah, no, he was great. And so it's like I told him, I said, didn't have time today, but next time I'll be back. So
yeah. I will say that we did personally see
some
anti-gringo graffiti,
especially in Merida.
Mm-hmm. But it was just one place, and it was near this one business in particular that they had broken the windows on the business and stuff.
Somebody just put in brand new windows, and they were turning it into, I think they were turning it into condos or apartments or something like that. And somebody broke the windows.
Yeah. And there was like a Gringo go home type thing on there.
And the whole thing is you have to realize that you're only blaming half the problem. I mean, you can't say that the gringos that are coming down aren't having an impact. Yes, they are.
Yeah, they are. And they're paying the rates that they can afford to pay
that is correct.
Because somebody else is making it those rates. It's twofold.
Yeah.
And
somebody's charging that rate and elevating it.
Yep.
And so you have to look at both sides of the equation. And fortunately or unfortunately, not enough cities are doing like San Miguel de Allende and setting aside neighborhoods for the Nationals. And I think that was a brilliant idea, and it was our favorite neighborhood to go into in San Miguel de Allende. Because we could walk down the hill. We hated walking back up the hill, but we could walk down the hill and walk right in that neighborhood, and the Carnacerias, the Florias, everything was right there, and we had a blast in that neighborhood. So
true, we did. I like that neighborhood a lot.
Mm-hmm.
But again, we're talking about potentially relocating somebody from another neighborhood.
No, I get that.
They get squeezed out.
It's and you have to look at it from both sides of the equation, and you go, if my family had lived in this barrio for generations and generations, I want to stay there.
Yeah.
Potentially, if that's what I want to do. And so that being said, if suddenly you can't afford to do that, you're going to be pissed, and I would be too.
I will say this: if you guys get any of the newsletters or read any of the feeds from Mariana Lang from Mexico Relocation Guide, she did mention that a lot of the people that were rioting in Mexico City were I forget the exact word that she used, but basically like instigators, people who were brought in to do the rioting.
Well,
And we've seen that in other places, in other countries too, where you have outsiders who come in and cause havoc. And then the outsiders leave and go to the next place that they're assigned to go to or whatever. And she actually had alluded to the fact that a lot of this was these people who come in
politically motivated to
Polit-
try and
yeah.
garner an interest in.
I don't know how true that is. I mean, and we really wouldn't know. We
No,
would have no
and-
way
and-
of knowing that.
And quite honestly, we do what we do in enjoy life here in Mexico with these wonderful people.
Yeah.
And we are so thankful that they make it a joy for us to just be a little bitty part of. And that's all we ask.
For sure. Yeah. So otherwise, no, we have not.
No.
We have never personally ever experienced any of that negativity anywhere we've been.
Nope.
Were we able to get ivermectin over the counter?
I just walked to Farmacia Similares esta tarde and picked up 3 boxes. So it's like, okay, yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty easy to get. Nobody asks you for prescriptions or anything like that.
And it's one of those drugs that you sit there and you go, you know what? Don't wait. Have it in your medicine box so that you have it when you need it. Because Mark is 100% correct. Jump on it quick. Because if you wait, I mean, Mark and Vicky pointed that out. If you wait till you're sick, it's going to help knock it out. And it'll probably keep it from getting worse. But if you jump on it quick.
If you can imagine a virus starts off as a small population of virus. And then it what is the word I'm looking for? I can't even think. It reproduces. It replicates rapidly, exponentially. And it would be like you're watching the curve go up like this. And if you were to cut it off when it's down here, instead of trying to cut it off when the curve's up here.
If you're trying to kill 10,000 versus 10 million, it's a whole lot easier 10,000 than it is 10 million. So, and the longer you wait, it gets up there quickly. So.
Oh, Puerto Vallarta is humid right now. Oh my.
I can tell you what, ain't the case here in San Luis Potosí. I mean, the highs have been like 70. So it's been.
Which is another thing about this house. It's like a cave. We are off of one of the main streets, and we have a restaurant business on one side of us, and I don't know what on the other side, and probably more houses, I guess, because there's garages and stuff.
No, that's the motorcycle repair place right on that side. Then there's alternative. Turniva is on this side, the restaurant.
Now we have a frosted glass front.
Yes.
People cannot see in. We can't see out. But not a lot of light comes in there. We have an open driveway.
Well, we have a carport sort of place, but
no, not a lot of light comes in there.
And the SUV ain't fitting in.
And then we've got the area where I work. No light comes in. The dining room and the kitchen is after that. Virtually no light comes in. And then you got the patio, and that's where the most light.
And it has an overhang, so I can sit out there where it rains. And then it has a AstroTurf backyard, and that's it.
The sun windows, the skylights, they're on the second level. They're on the ceiling on the second level. So those rooms, those rooms get the light. But down here on the first level, we get no light. So this is like the cave. And it's been wet, and it's been cool, like the high of 72 Fahrenheit, and at night it's in the 50s. So it never really gets warm downstairs. And we have found ourselves sitting down here in hoodies and blankets in July.
And one of the things is I honestly, because of the last time we did the, Querétaro, San Miguel, and then up here, it was pretty similar in climate to what it was in Querétaro. So I am made, and we all know how the word assume gets broken down. When you assume something, I assumed that it would be the same this time. So, other than my hoodie, I didn't really bring anything for warm weather. And it's been like, it's chilly.
It's chilly. You didn't bring anything for cool weather.
No.
Yeah. And neither did I. I brought one hoodie, which I really haven't worn yet. I do have a sweater.
Well, and you weren't even going to bring the hoodie because that was at the last minute. Oh,
yeah.
Maybe I should take a hoodie because you saw me grab mine and you were like,
I should do that.
Let me do that.
We visited Huatulco in the last week of May. Very hot. I fainted with heat stroke in a restaurant in La Tostada. Oh gosh, girl. I totally can see that happening.
It's hot there.
It's hot. With the humidity, it's really hard for me to put this in Celsius until I get used to doing it. But with the humidity in May, when we were in Huatulco, it was up around 135 to 145 Fahrenheit with the heat index. That's hot. And anybody who says that Merida is so stinking hot, they need to go to Huatulco. Yes, Merida is hot. And it's very humid. Go to Huatulco.
Now, and I know Apophis says that, Merida versus Huatulco, Merida doesn't have the earthquakes, and that is 100% correct. But you also have two different vibes. One is a city, and one is more of a town. And, because Merida, you get that big city feel in Merida.
I like Merida.
Oh, we love Merida.
Merida has a lot of conveniences
and
because
great
it's such a
culture.
big city. Yeah.
And there's one that the airport is not way outside of town. It was a quick.
Yeah.
Right down there.
I like Merida a lot. What pushed Huatulco up above Merida for us anyway was just the feeling.
The vibe
that we got. But either way, that temperature is just wow.
The three hottest places we have been: Merida, Huatulco, and the number one hottest place we have been was Veracruz.
I disagree.
Remember those 2 days we went on those tours to El Tajín?
Yeah, it was about 40, what did he say, 40 Celsius or 45 Celsius? I can't remember.
That was the day that the back of the hat went from brown to black on one day because
it was hot.
And our swimming pool literally was a bath. And it was a good sized pool. And it was like, whoa.
La Terracota. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
We went to La Terracota. We were going to go there for their French toast breakfast, but we went for lunch. And I had a really good torta there. I just can't remember what it was called.
Oh, you had the torta regionales because you had all the regional stuff on it. The Oaxacan cheese and
it was very, very good.
And you had a lovely restaurant. And you had a quarter of it because you could eat a half of a half and then took the rest home. Yeah.
La Terracota is really nice.
Yes, Terry, we do.
We do have a Facebook page, Terry. It's if you go to the links for our profile for our YouTube page, there are links that link back to Facebook and Instagram and I think that's
Twitter.
No. I wouldn't touch Twitter.
It's not even Twitter, X, whatever.
Whatever it is. I that was one of the very first ones I left 3 or 4 years ago. Just because, to me, when I first joined Facebook, I don't even know how long ago, this is exactly how it happened. I was in a group of friends that was on a message board for the band Genesis fan club. And Genesis had wrapped up their their 2007 tour. And
their last tour.
Their final tour before they did the last tour they did.
And I can tell you that one will be the last one because Phil can never do another one.
No, he's not gonna last much longer anyway. But anyway, yeah. So we had a message board at the fan club, and after a couple of years of no activity from the band, they shuttered the fan club, and we had nowhere to go. Some of us ended up at MySpace, and MySpace was okay, but MySpace was very isolated. It's very siloed. It's you, and people have to come and visit you and leave messages on your wall and stuff. And it's whatever. And then here comes Facebook, and Facebook at that time was a fun place to be, and we were able to hang out and make comments and threads, and it was almost like being in a fan club again. And then we started reconnecting with people we knew from school when we were kids, and it grew out of that. Twitter was one of those places where they used to limit how many characters you could
120
post.
or whatever it was.
I don't remember. It was something stupid. And so to me, the only reason I ever went to Twitter is because Demi Moore and Ashton Kutcher were active on there, and they were interacting with the peons, the common folk. I'm like, this is interesting. Let me see how this works. But then when I ultimately walked away from, when I was just done with Twitter, was Twitter feels like you go into a room and you scream at the top of your lungs something you want to say, and then you leave. And it's not like a whole long thing. It's like a short sentence. Here's my sentence, and now I'm gone. It wasn't very interactive. And I was like, I don't get this. I don't understand this. I don't know why people do this. And so I haven't been on Twitter. Gosh.
Don't look at me.
It's got to be at least 8 years. I don't know. It's been a while.
I mean, they limit the number of characters because it matches the attention span of a lot of those who are on there. So, you know.
I suppose. But Twitter was never my thing. And then, of course, MySpace, that sort of fell away too.
Yep.
Because it was the same idea. It was like you really weren't really interacting with people. You were just kind of out there.
Yep.
And in general, social media, I've pulled back so much. I don't do much on Facebook anymore for myself. And
I'm doing the same as I always have.
I don't know. Never.
Never.
He has never had a social media account. And the only reason he's on YouTube is because I gave him the password.
And assigned me the task of answering the questions. So,
Yeah.
I mean, you know, which I really do enjoy because, I mean, it gives me a chance to talk with all of y'all. So that part, you know, and every once in a while I get to tell, you know, and I mean, rarely some Yahoo off. So
I'm going to look and see real quick if I have a link here for it. I don't think I do.
I don't think why we would have it.
For ourselves.
Yeah. You know.
Yeah, I don't have a link here that I can share. But
Yep.
If you were to go to our main YouTube account page that tells more about us, there are links to the Instagram and the Facebook and stuff like that. And that's where you will find us there. Let's see. Okay, what?
Yep.
We love your
No,
channel.
Up to.
Thank you, Lone Ranger. Up to?
Up, right
they're
there.
talking to each other.
Well, I know, but I was going to interject something
Oh,
there.
okay, cool. Okay.
You know, yeah, they're talking to one another. One of the things about Merida we found, Jesse, is that it really depends upon the part of town. And it's similar to Querétaro. There are parts of town where there are enclaves
Yeah.
of expats. The northern part of
The
Merida,
northern parts of Merida. Yeah.
on the way to Progresso,
Yeah.
up past, all right, this is really going to sound like you're in Dallas, up past the Texas Roadhouse
For real.
and up past the Costco, that area up in there has a large gathering of expats. So it is one of these, you know, Querétaro has sort of done the same thing with Zibata. I know Mark and Vicky live in Zakia, and we spent time in Zakia, and they are 100% correct. Zakia is not the same as Zibata. Zibata has a large influx of expats. El Refugio also has a large, influx of them. So it really depends upon what part of town or what part of the city that you're looking at. You go down to our side of the city in Querétaro, and no, I mean, now, do I think that's going to remain that way? Probably not, because they are building to the south, which is why Costco is putting one in there as fast as they can. And, you have to remember that Querétaro is a big business center, and it attracts people, attracts Asians, it attracts North Americans. There's a lot of people coming there for business. And so the East and the South are growing as rapidly as they can. And they've gone about as far west as they can go, because they go any further, they're going to be in the state of Guanajuato. So, looking at the different areas, but I get what you're saying. And it is a smaller town makeup of Chapala and Ajijic. And with that being said, the percentage that interact is greater in the Ajijic, in the Lake Chapala area versus Merida.
True. But between the two, Huatuco and Merida.
It depends upon where you're at. I mean, I think the closer you get to the beach, I think the more you start to run into the Canadians and the United States citizens. Whereas you get back into La Crucecita is still primarily more of a true Mexican feel that's probably going to change over the years. And then you go just a little bit back of La Crucecita across the carretera there, and it's pretty much 99% Mexicano. So
there you go.
It's all about where you're at.
And he's gone again.
I know. Some days I'm good, some days I'm bad.
I watched a video where you guys gave it to her of a beautiful place you were staying at, but that was when your office was upstairs, so I believe you were in a new place. Yeah, office upstairs would be, let me make sure, if there was any other place that had an office upstairs. We rented a house in Querétaro for a year. And we just moved in at the beginning of June. But we did that so that we could continue our travels and not have to take all our stuff with us like we've been doing. That's really tiring and very stressful to pack everything up and move everything whenever we do that. And it actually has paid off, because this last move to a new location was a very easy one. So the house that we have rented in Querétaro has a maid's quarters that is upstairs and outside of the main house. And that's where I put my office to work.
That way she can close the door and go,
yeah,
I'm done.
This place that we're in right now, we just arrived here on Saturday. And I have a little desk work area that is between this living room and in the kitchen dining area. So there's like a little midsection, like a hallway, and there's a built-in desk area, big enough for 2 people. And that's where I'm working at the moment. And it's not ideal because the desk part of it, the counter is a little too high, and the chairs are basically the dining room chairs. So the chairs are a little too low, but I'm making it work. And you just do little adjustments. I got a box. I brought my mouse pad down a little closer to my body, so I'm not like this all day long. And it's working out just fine. It's good for a temporary living arrangement. And that's why, yes, we have moved, but this is one of those things where we have a home base now. And when we go to a new city to check it out, we don't have to take everything with us.
Yeah, I mean, and quite honestly, the move Saturday, COVID aside, really hammered home the fact that we can't do that move anymore like we were doing. That
It's just really hard.
We don't have the oomph anymore.
No,
I mean,
it's very stressful.
I might have one final pack in me, but the problem is now I've bought so much stuff at the other house.
Yeah, I mean,
There is no way. I mean,
Yeah.
it's not even conceivable.
no. Next time we move, next time we have a big move, we're actually going to have to hire somebody.
Yeah.
Because now we have stuff. You know, when you settle down, you get stuff. So now we have stuff.
Now we got stuff.
And that's not going to happen in a car anymore. Oh gosh, it's going to be 100 Fahrenheit in Oklahoma this week.
Oh, I know. I was checking out, Charlotte, and 96 and rainy, and I'm going.
Well, the difference between Charlotte and Oklahoma, usually speaking, this is going to be more of a dry heat, but it's still hot.
I know, but 96 in thunderstorms in Charlotte.
That's a muggy hot.
That's miserable.
That's a miserable hot.
Oh.
Yeah. The live chats are definitely cocktail hours. Yeah. The area in Mexico City is in an area that is 99.9% no one goes to, no different than areas in most cities in any country. Yeah.
Any major city, any has got areas that you just do not, If you aren't from there, you don't go there, and that's just what you do.
This is a good question. Since you're sending your clothes out to the laundry, is it expensive?
It normally costs us anywhere from 8 to 15 pesos per kilo. Kilo, 2.2 pounds.
So
and that's
measure your laundry when it comes in.
And they wash it, and then they fold it, and they do a hell of a job folding it.
I mean they fold it nicely. It's ironed if it needs to be ironed.
You pay for ironing if you ask for it. I mean,
yeah, but often it just looks.
They fold it so well. It looks like it's ironed.
They look like they ironed it and pressed it. The secret to this is do not send any damp clothes, because that just adds weight.
Yeah.
But
doing that. I'm going to take a shower, and then I'm going to grab the towels and run down. Well, if you don't like your money, go ahead and do it that way, because that damn towel is now going to weigh 2 to 3 times what it normally would.
Yeah.
But typically we spend
anywhere between $8 and $12.
$8 to $12, and we may go down, and that includes towels, sheets, clothes, and might be once every 10 days or so. So
yeah, I mean, we do pretty good with it.
And they ask you, suave, no suave, si rico suave. No, do you want the softener in there or not? So yeah.
And it's a pretty good company. We've used their services.
Yeah, we had
to
use them. The same one that's right down the street is the same company that was in Progreso, and they did a great job out there. So, we've had to use them in Oaxaca. We had to use them in Progreso.
Yep.
Valladolid.
Yep. Probably about every other place we've stayed, pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Live chats are definitely a great happy hour with Gina and Mark. They'll do them without an adult drink. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that's like saying you're going to do one without a lime too.
Wine.
Yeah, lime, not wine.
Wine.
He likes his limes. We know Tommy.
Wine. Hola, Cindy. Mark, you are smart on the social media. I've been on the internet since '88. It used to be such a great place. Now it's a dumpster fire. AOL in the '90s was when it went off a cliff.
I mean, you could see where this was headed. Yes, it was great as a starting spot.
Yeah.
But it was a rabbit hole that once you got started, you were gone. Yeah. And I just was like, you know what? If the people that I care about and care about me want to contact me, the phone's right over there. And I still prefer talking on the phone because there's not, I know you don't, but there's not that misunderstanding of you type it and somebody interprets it one way when you meant it a different way, and it's exactly the same words. And now if you misinterpret it when you read it, you're sitting there going, did they really say this to me? Whereas on the phone, you go, what?
No, everybody is really quick to jump to conclusions, and that's unfortunate. I miss the days when Facebook used to be fun. Facebook was where friends would just hang out and have stupid, dumb conversations about almost anything, or play games. I used to play Farmville like all the time, and I would send out game invites to people and stuff like that. That's when it was a fun place to be. Now, I just don't even want to be on it because it's so much negativity, and people really get very short with each other easily.
Well, that's the reason we left that El Norte.
I know, so it's just not a fun place to be.
And think about it this way. If you haven't talked to this person from high school, and in my case now, 46 years, and they suddenly reach out to me, there's a reason I haven't spoke to you in 46 years.
Well, sometimes you fall out of touch with people.
Then I would have made an effort. But I mean, for 99.9% of them,
no, it's true. And
if they were that important, I'd have stayed in touch.
It is true. But sometimes it's nice just to see what people have been up to. Even if you don't do much more than say, oh, hey, hi, it's nice to see you again.
Yeah.
It's just nice to see what people are up to. Who had kids? Who got married? Who got fat? Who got bald? Stuff like that.
Shit, at my age,
I'm just saying,
who's alive and who's dead.
It's neat to see what people have done, where they've been and where they are now. I mean, I've got a friend from high school. My God, he was this brilliant keyboard player. One of the coolest, I'm such a rock star type guys in high school. Rocking the mullet, always dressed cool. The guy played synthesizers, for God's sake. I didn't know anybody who did that back then. What's he doing today? Well, he raises reptiles and dresses up and does like some serious anachronist type cosplay stuff. And he participates in Renaissance fairs. And I mean serious costuming, like the big full deal.
Good for him.
I think it's awesome. He's got no hair left. That awesome rock star mullet, he's completely shaved bald now. But I would have never seen this guy looking like this 40 years later. And it's really cool. It's cool to see what people are doing with their lives. But he doesn't think so.
That's because they require me to give a shit.
I know.
That's one of those where, I walked away from all that way back when. And
for sure.
Let's see, how many reunions have I been to?
I haven't been to a single one. None.
Now, I may do the 50th coming up in, oh God.
Well, my high school officers were so terrible at what they did that they weren't even the ones that organized the 5-year or the 10-year reunion. Somebody else in the class did it. So I don't anticipate I'll ever reconnect with anybody there in that way. I'm so sorry, guys. I feel like I'm just like, my head feels like a balloon. Even if you're not live, do you answer questions when on live? Yes, we do.
Yeah, I get notified anytime there's a new posting comment, and I try, unless it's just some dingbat, doing Gringos Go Home, or get the F out of our country, or
which we don't see.
We don't see that very. I mean, we may see one of those every 2 months or so. So we don't get it very often.
It doesn't happen that often.
No.
And you know what? it's engagement.
Hey,
So
means they had to watch the video, so we got a click for that. Thank
So-
you very much. Thanks for watching. Have a good day. Bye.
I'm going to skip to the second one because, hi, Peppa, you made Texas chicken fried steak. Oh my goodness, that sounds so yummy with a nice big heaping of mashed potatoes on the side.
Well,
Yum.
go to the next one. Yeah.
There you go. Taters, gravy, corn on the cob. Oh my gosh, that is so good. Oh,
Yeah, I mean,
good old
can't go wrong with
chicken
that.
fried steak. Yum,
Damn Skippy.
yum. And if I ever get the correct seasoning combination from Cesar, I will be making sausage gravy and buttermilk biscuits.
You know, one of the things I'm going to try this year is I do a pretty good wing. And so we did get a fryer, and come football season, which is one of the reasons we got to get home before football season, is, see how the wings are going to work out down here. Because the one thing we cannot find down here is buttermilk. And I soak my wings in buttermilk and seasoning.
I'm going to look at Costco.
I know,
Just
I get
to
that,
see
but
if they have it.
yeah.
But we do soak the stuff in buttermilk. Now, yes, you can sour milk or cream with some vinegar or lemon, but it's missing that extra lactic acid tanginess.
Well,
and there's a little semi-sweet in there as well.
gonna have to work with
It's not
it
the same.
to play with it, not to get it right. But yeah.
So buttermilk is good stuff, and I even like to drink it. But yeah, it's you don't find it here. So, can you park your stuff in storage? Actually, no, we cannot, unless you know somebody. We have learned,
We know somebody, but yeah.
but typically speaking, we have learned that unless you are
A citizen.
a citizen, not even a permanent resident,
Citizen.
you got to be a citizen to rent a storage unit.
And we have found that is also
And it depends on
sort of the locale that you are in.
exactly.
That there are certain areas that go, yeah, we're gonna play this game. There's other areas that are going, you know what? We like money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
So
maybe if you were in Ahihi, for example, that wouldn't be that big of a deal.
Riviera Maya.
Or Riviera Maya. But in Querétaro, you got to be a citizen. Or you know somebody who can rent it for you. And we do.
Or you know somebody whose brother has a facility, and
Yeah.
I mean, those types of.
That can be, it can be worked out if you know the right people. But typically speaking, depending on where you are, you legally cannot do it.
I just soon leave it right where it's at and stay
Yeah.
with it. I mean, that's
Yep. Oh man.
a lot of water.
At 4.3 inches in 45 minutes and massive flooding. There was a lot of that going on. I mean, Oklahoma, Texas, North Carolina. What am I missing? Because now it's East Coast North Carolina mostly, and
Yes, on the east side of Raleigh.
Durham.
Well, that's God paying Duke back for being Duke.
Duke.
Well, that's Durham.
Oh gosh, Wilfredo. Hello,
Willie.
Willie. How you doing? You and Claudia. I hope you guys are doing better because we had our COVID spreader event. Mark, I agree. The phone is best, not good at text messaging. Mark is like that. I'm somebody who, even as a child, I could not stand when my friends would call me and talk on the phone with me forever about nothing. I hated being on the phone, and that has never changed. So I would much sooner get an email or a text or a message on Messenger, Facebook, WhatsApp, whatever it is, and I will communicate back and forth all day long like that with you. I don't want to talk on the phone.
Yeah, but I'm old school salesman. It's the best way of getting a sale is making a friend.
Yep.
And one of the things I'm pretty good at is doing that. And so, I call and talk, and we spend 95% of the time I talk to a customer talking whatever interested that particular person. Like Terry, I had a customer there in Oklahoma City. His name was Randy Titus, True Color, which his windows blew out when the Oklahoma City bombing occurred. And, Randy was a huge OU supporter. And so we talk OU, and most of the time with him, it was OU football. Was Randy going to spend his money with anybody else? Nope. And Ken Wilson in outside of Boston, he was a season ticket holder for the New England Patriots. And so, that you learn who your customers are, you learn what they like, and that's the things you talk about. I used to call Kenny up, and his secretary would go, who's calling, please? And this is John Fox, when John Fox was the coach of the Panthers. And she'd tell him John Fox, and he knew exactly who it was because, I'd be the one would pull something like that, and it'd be a different person every time. So that's just relating.
Relating? I don't relate.
Yeah, you do. You just do it in a different way.
I relate differently. I have a different kind of relate. Oh, God. Farmville. Yes, Annie. Oh, God, Farmville. Yeah. I was so hardcore deep into Farmville that I didn't have enough friends participating. So I created accounts for every pet that we had. So we had 3 cats. Each cat had an account. The dog had an account. And there was an alternative me called Gina Farmer who had an account. That's how I was in Farmville.
Yeah.
So 5, 6 Farmville accounts.
Just so they could trade shit back and forth.
Yeah, because you needed somebody to come water your crops and stuff like that. Send you things. So,
yeah.
Yeah, it's important.
Okay.
Oh, God. 100 again. You got somebody who's with you on the phone, honey. Make those phone
And
calls.
if you got to back up, it's easier to back up talking to somebody if you say the wrong thing. You say it in writing, you're screwed.
That's why you have to choose your words carefully.
And nobody does in text. They just
no. Excuse me. I went to my 50th reunion. It was, never doing another.
Hey, Tommy, if you're still around, I'll go with you to the 100th.
100th?
Just pointing out.
Oh, wait, Terry, what? Barbecue with baked beans.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-mm.
Now, that is honestly one of the things that going back to States is getting, pork and beans, baked beans, those types of things, because finding them down here, you can find, frijoles, but you ain't finding a good baked bean. So.
Let's see. And Wilfredo said he rented a unit at Guardabox as a resident when he started.
All right.
Stuff. Good for you, Willie. We're just going by what we've been told. Annie and Arlene had heard this, and then of course Romy and Lisa are our experts, and she knows people, but basically it's hard, it's difficult, and maybe they were cool with it because you speak fluent Spanish. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean,
I won't go that far, but
Yeah, I don't know.
That's one of those where it's like,
It's iffy. It depends on where you are.
And quite honestly, that is the only real reason we would do that is when it is time to make the decision and we need to park something for a month or so while we make a move. That's,
True.
Because until then, it's like, okay, it's all staying put where it's at.
And I do not like talking on the phone. I got it. Come on. We're all about the age that we remember the phones that were stuck on the wall or just the actual phone that was corded to a receptacle in the wall. And you could only go so far with the receiver.
I remember when
you're tied to the phone.
When they came out with a 25-foot phone cord.
Yeah.
Oh my God. That was great. Because
Yeah.
then it was like, I could talk to my
But you know.
girlfriend and walk around and almost get, and then they came out with a 50-footer and I could go upstairs and grab food from the, fridge. So
he was on the phone talking. In the meantime,
it's never changed.
I've got friends from school that want to call and talk endlessly about nothing. And it just used to drive me nuts because there's so many other things I'd rather be doing than being tied up, stuck, held hostage to a receiver on the phone.
But you got to remember, when I was in high school, they had just introduced cable, and we didn't have it. So what else was there to do? There was no internet. There was no playing on this.
Go outside and touch grass, I guess.
I did enough of that during the day as well. So it was
Meantime, I'm thinking to myself, what kind of music am I missing on the radio? Could I be playing a record? Could I be drawing something? Do I have something else I need to do? No, I'm on the phone listening to her go on. I hated it.
Wow.
And the funny thing is I've passed this on to my kids. Neither one of them like talking on the phone either.
Yeah. Had to remember the ultimate goal then in high school, though. That was also,
You were trying. That for a guy.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
that's.
I get that.
Yeah, thank you.
You should have had someone like me as a girlfriend. You would have been a lot happier.
Well, it's probably true. But age has taught me that. But at the time, it was all about, You put up with that for the 6 days, so that on Saturday night it was good. So,
Was it worth it though?
I don't know.
Love farming in Farmville. I had 3 accounts. Oh, good. I'm not the only one here. All right, cool. Yeah, I was totally into it for the longest time. And my friends were actually getting annoyed with all the invites, and I had to stop sending them invites, so I just created additional accounts.
You were one of those people.
I was one of those people. And so I just made new accounts. They're like, you don't even see that anymore. You go on Facebook, do you see game feeds anymore? There used to be game feeds all the time. You don't even see that anymore. Now it's just a bunch of, I don't even know what. I try not to be on there as much as I can. I suppose if you're hardcore, you could make your own buttermilk by growing some lactic acid bacillus, but it seems a long way to go. I know. And see, what I've wondered, Bruno, what I've wondered is, okay, so let's say I get some cream, which I could, or maybe even half and half, which I could, but it's been pasteurized, but that's okay. And I could add either vinegar or lemon. I would probably go the way of lemon. And then I could probably buy acidophilus, maybe, and add some acidophilus to it. I don't know.
Okay.
Just buttermilk.
No. But we were talking about speaking on the phone. Lately, I don't know if any of you have encountered this. I have been getting a ton of spam calls about Medicare. So today I decided I was going to have some fun.
Oh, Lord.
And so phone rings and I'm, hello? I'm calling about your Medicare. My Medicare? I'm not old enough for Medicare. Hell, I live in Mexico. I can't even get Medicare. And this guy had no clue.
He didn't know what to say.
He was like, oh, I'm not even old enough for Medicare. I don't know why you calling me. And he just was like, I must have got the wrong number. Well, it was nice of you to call me.
Oh, Lord.
I was like,
oh, gosh. I'm like, you did not just do that.
I'm going to waste his time while he's wasting mine. So, but
goodness.
So much for the do not call list.
Yeah, that's not even. Are you guys still using traveling mailbox? Yes, we are. I want to visit the address if that's possible. We used carrier pigeons. I know that they have addresses in Philly. They have them in a lot of major cities.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really wondering if behind the scenes they are forwarding everything to their main location in South Carolina.
North Carolina.
North Carolina. That's right,
Yep.
it is. And the reason I
Spruce Pine.
say that is because we do get mail, and it does get sent to this mailbox. Now, maybe they collect it at this address, and then they overnight FedEx it to North Carolina. I don't know what they're doing. And then they say, hey, you got mail, here it is. Here's the scan. Because I was getting a credit card, a new credit card, and it went to our mailbox in South Dakota, so we thought, and it was here like the next day. It was being shipped from South Carolina or North Carolina. I said, I don't even know how you do that. How do you possibly ship something from South Dakota, and then the very next day it's being shipped from North Carolina?
Because that's what they're doing. They're getting it, and they just automatically. I mean, if they're doing the scans, they have a small facility. They scan everything,
and then they bag it and send it to North Carolina.
Bag it and send it, and everything goes. And if you say shred it, it's getting shredded at the main facility. If you say ship it, it's getting shipped from the main facility.
I think that's
everything is. There may be 2 employees that work at the other, at these satellite offices, especially one in Sioux Falls. Well, actually, Sioux Falls is probably one of their bigger ones. But as far as the volume coming in, they just turn right around, bag it back up, put it in there, and put a FedEx label on it. And FedEx just comes by at the end of the day, picks it up, tosses it in the container, and it's off to Spruce Pines.
Yeah, so I think that they do that. I think they have all these addresses, and they are earmarked for your mail to go to that address in that city. But I think once they get it, they immediately do their scan or whatever they're doing, and then it gets sent to the main business address, which is in North Carolina. And that is also, that North Carolina address is where they specifically ask you to send it to if you're getting packages. So if you know someone's going to send you a package, they specifically request that it be sent to the North Carolina address. So I think everything comes out of North Carolina. And it took us a couple years to figure that out.
We really weren't dealing with that much stuff, because most of the stuff, if we weren't getting packages, and most of the stuff we were getting, once we got a scan of it, we were like, shit, we're good. You can kill it now. And then all of a sudden, the few things, you get a magazine here or there, or, then all of a sudden here comes a replacement credit card because, it's expired or whatever. Okay, now that we have that, lump it all together, ship it to us.
So I think you could visit the address. You're probably going to find a small little office. More than likely,
I would say that's probably going to be very accurate.
Small little office, and then they probably bag it all up at the end of the day and send it to North Carolina.
And they're probably trying to find some place that they can get as cheap as possible, because their overhead.
Yeah.
I mean, because you don't go there. I mean, unlike like in Sioux City and Sioux Falls, we couldn't go to Traveling Mailbox when we had that problem with them and not having a receipt, so that we could get that from the Department of Public Services there. And Dakota Post, you go there and they've got the full office.
It's a big facility.
I mean, they've got the sorters, they got everything going on right there. Yeah. So that is a true, they're taking care of it. They have the boxes all set up that you can see. They're putting stuff into it and everything else. They've got the support staff that was right there. And so 2 totally different ones, and one costs more because, well, guess what? They're having to outlay more because they've got more personnel for the number of clients that they have than Traveling Mailbox does. But when it came time for somebody to step up and help us get our driver's license and car registered, Dakota Post was spot on. So
true. I mean, it's a good service, but you do pay more for it. I do think the traveling mailbox does get smaller office buildings in various cities, and we think it is like that, where they're minimally staffed. They do enough for the mail that comes to that location, and they have to be bagging it up and sending it to North Carolina. It's the only thing that makes sense.
It's like a drop zone.
I mean,
basically,
their facility in North Carolina is a big pole building, so it's a large facility, and that's where all the real stuff's happening, for sure. Oh gosh, excuse me. I would take the phone to the hall closet to talk until my dad unplugged my phone. Oh my gosh, yeah.
Well, see, I had a sister, and she's younger than I am, and I had the ability to go to Dad and say, Dad, if I'm on the phone, she ain't talking to boys. And he'd go, son, spend all the time on the phone you want to.
Oh my God, how funny.
Oh,
that's good. That's good.
I'm protecting my sister's virtue.
Who's protecting the virtue of the girls you're talking to?
Hey, good luck on that one. That's.
Oh gosh. I've done that to those spam calls. Oh God, if you could have heard him today, I was laughing so hard. I'm like, I can't believe you did that. So funny.
It just sort of felt like the right time. Yeah, okay, hold on. I'm waiting for the hot dogs to finish cooking. Hurry up. Let's go.
Oh, I've done that to spam calls, but I say they've reached One-Eyed Pete, the pickle factory.
Well, yeah, because it was not a U.S. accent, and they're calling about my Medicare. So
yeah, for sure. Does anything help with your cough? No, it's not a productive cough. So taking something that I'm trying to think of what the name of the guafacine, something like that. Anyway,
the Tussins.
The stuff that kind of like the stuff that the doctor always prescribes for cough. That's to help loosen phlegm and things, and then you have a productive cough and you get that out of your lungs. That's not what this is. This is a dry cough.
It's just
a really irritating
cough.
Irritating dry tickle in my throat.
And it makes for a long night when she's doing it on one side of the bed and I'm doing it on the other side of the bed, and it's just like
it's not fun. And if I get into a coughing spell that lasts for a while, I end up pretty much getting a headache from it. Not a bad one, but it's just irritating. Everything's trying to get on my nerves lately. Have you had any problems with credit cards or banks closing accounts using traveling mailbox? Not at all.
Knock on wood. No.
Basically, what I do, because this is a tip to them, that you have a personal mailbox. Do not put PMB in your address. Do not do it. You just provide your address. If it's a suite number, that's fine. And then you provide the box number, but do not indicate that it is a box.
Do not put TMB. Just put number.
Yeah.
And the mail gets there.
It gets there.
And that does it without having given them that whole, oh, okay, it's a PMB. Close.
Yeah. We haven't had that issue.
Nope. And we're we might be lucky and have just dodged it till now, but that's one of the things that we sort of done to go, all right, let's give us the best opportunity to keep it going for as long as we can. So, avoiding those 3 letters, PMB, that's
personal mailbox.
That's worked well so far.
Don't use the box word at all.
Mm-mm.
Because they really don't even want you to use a PO box.
But they can't by law stop you from using a PO box because, that's right. The government runs the post office, so the government says, no, you can't deny anybody a PO box. Which realistically, what's the difference? Realistically, there isn't.
When it comes to the financial stuff, though, I'm trying to think. When we did our taxes, did I use the PMB in the address there?
Mm-mm.
I don't think I did.
Mm-mm.
I never use the PMB.
Mm-mm.
My employer doesn't know that there's a PMB.
Mm-mm.
I just don't include the PMB.
We basically have now, the only place it is might be on our driver's license. And that's no longer where we were because that was Dakota Post and now we're back. Because
Right.
at the time we had two. We had Dakota Post and traveling mailbox.
Right.
And so we've killed the PMB on anything.
Yeah.
Credit cards, everything. Just take that out of there. And
Oh yeah, here's an update about something regarding bank accounts and stuff. So a lot of people have access. What's wrong?
oh, I thought you were going to the next.
No.
Oh, okay.
A lot of people have access to things like Zelle, Zelle. It's associated with their bank account. Zelle is a separate service that the bank negotiates a partnership with, and it works on any U.S. bank account. I don't know if it works in other countries or not, but as far as the U.S. accounts go, it works with any U.S. bank account as long as your bank has partnered up with Zelle. And I used it, and then we got down here, and for the first entire year that we were here, I continued to use it. You basically just do bank transfers from your bank to someone else's bank, from their bank to your bank, etc.
I mean, that's what we pay for, like fantasy football entry fees and send,
Yeah.
for the Final Four pool, the March Madness pool every year.
You know, my friend Garrett, when we got the room that we shared at the Hard Rock when I went to that music festival, I was sending him regular payments to help pay for the room using Zelle until one day it didn't work anymore. And we were in Merida at the time, and I called the bank. First, I called Zelle. Then Zelle got the bank involved, and then they couldn't figure out what the issue was. I couldn't even send $30 to his mom. Like, it just wouldn't work anymore.
We went on a wedding present, so that was, here, I'm sending you the money. No.
I would log on and I would say I want to send money, and it using Zelle. I'm in my bank app. I want to send money using Zelle, and I would send it to his mom, and it would say that it was successful, and not even 10 seconds later, the funds are returned to my account with no explanation as to why. So they eventually got into a deep enough investigation to tell me, "Are you in Mexico?" "Yes, I am." "Well, you can't use Zelle with Mexican accounts."
We're not.
I said, "We're not. I have a U.S. account. It's Charles Schwab, and I'm sending to a U.S. account in Kansas City. I've been doing this ever since I've used this product." Well, then they didn't know what to say. And I said, well, then, you know what? Maybe what I need to do is turn my VPN on. If that's the issue, I'll have to turn on my VPN and try it that way. And they were like, yeah, try that. And I never got back to them with it because guess what? It didn't work. It hasn't worked for over a year. Not even 5 minutes after getting into the airport in Dallas on our last trip, I tried to send his mom $30.
The same $30 she'd been trying to send
for almost 2 years.
That we'd already rectified everything with a payment of ivermectin and things like that.
Right. I just wanted to send it and see if it worked. No problem at all. It went just like that. 5 minutes into the country in the airport, and it worked again. That tells me two things. One, it looks at your cellular signal. And two, it looks at your internet IP address. So here's my recommendation, and I will do this from now on, and I will report back if it doesn't work. If you want to use Zelle to send money from your U.S. account to another U.S. account, and you are in another country other than the U.S., my recommendation is to put your phone in airplane mode
and turn your VPN on.
And turn a VPN on your phone so it thinks you're in the U.S. Then try it.
Or try it from like where you are logged in with that underground thing through KC.
Yeah, I have that keep your home IP, and it thinks that I'm in Kansas City.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So it'd probably work through that because but yeah, it's
put your phone in airplane mode because that turns off the whole GPS thing.
Right. The part she's not telling you is of course the first time I talked to my mom, why did Gina send me $30?
Uh,
Mom, she was testing out the Zelle, trying to figure out what was going on. Yeah, but why'd she send me 30? Why didn't she send me $1? Why'd she send $30? And I'm like, oh,
because it was the wedding.
I know that. And as soon as you sent that, I went, why did you do that? Because I know what this is going to come out.
And what ended up being is she never accepted the transfer.
No.
They bounced it right back to me.
I know that.
But the fact is it worked.
Yeah, but it confused her. She was like, I don't know why.
It worked. I would just recommend, if you do use Zelle, put your phone in airplane mode and connect to either a VPN, or if you have a keep your home IP tunnel like I do, whatever, something that makes it look like.
I think the cell phone is the dead giveaway. Is that GPS on the cell phone? That's all easy for them to know where you're at.
Airplane mode, right?
No, I get that. That's what I'm saying.
Right. And hi, Mark and Paulette. So it's interesting that you say this about Zelle, because I tried to use it on my laptop with Charles Schwab at the time this was happening, which was almost 2 years ago when we were in Merida. There was no way for me to use Zelle except with the Charles Schwab phone app. I had to be in my phone app with Schwab to access Zelle. There was no other way for me to do it. So, I mean, I wish I could. Maybe I can now. Maybe they've changed things. But anyway, there you go. And Willie, we have heard from other blogs, some U.S. banks are closing 1 transaction a month bank accounts where people receive the Social Security and the next day transfer out the money.
That's a distinct possibility.
That's possible, because that makes it look like it's just a shell.
It's account. like you're using it as a shell to move it in. No, we don't do that, because we put everything goes to our Schwab account.
Yeah.
And everything stays in our Schwab account.
Yeah,
so,
we don't move the money out.
And Schwab knows where we're at, because they can go back for the last 2.5+ years, and I don't think we've been to an ATM.
Yeah, all of the ATM charges.
I know I have not been to an ATM in the U.S. anytime I've been back.
Not since we were at the casino in North Dakota.
I said,
South Dakota.
Since we've gotten here, we have not gone to an ATM and drawn out any money. Every ATM that we've done has been in Mexico. So they know where we're at.
Yeah, they know where we're at.
But they're like, hey, they're not just using us as a parking place. Their money's here. They leave it here.
Yeah.
And they're like, okay, we're hoping.
When I need to pay rent, I transfer that money to Wise, and then I forward a payment to the landlord or wherever it is we're sending it to. But most of our bills that we pay, our credit cards and everything else that we use, everything is coming from our U.S. bank account. So it gets used. But I can see if you
park it there for 24 hours, then bring it into another country, I can see where they would go.
Yeah.
What do we gain out of this? I mean, to them, nothing. So, we're still using Schwab as our bank.
Yeah.
For most. First of all, because they do a good job. Second of all, because Banamex won't give her an account. We went and tried to do that, and
Yeah. And Isaac, Bank of America told me they would close my account if I lived outside the USA. And the rep whispered, "Do you have a VPN?" So I always use a VPN. Yeah. That's the way to go. And anybody who wants to work, I cannot recommend Keep Your Home IP highly enough. That is the name of the company, Keep Your Home IP. You basically pay for a box. I can't remember the exact amount right now, but
like $400 or $500.
I think it's about $450. You pay for the box. If you want to have a subscription for their support, you can pay for that too. I chose not to.
She is IT. If it's me, I'd be forking out the extra money. But
I didn't think it was worth it, but when you first get it, you get a support call to help get it set up. Once it's set up, it's a done deal. It's done. A little tricky sometimes figuring out how to get connected, but once I figured it out, it's good.
And it hadn't gotten a little wonky a couple times when we've lost internet and you've had to reset and
When you lose internet, it's like any other device. Whatever it remembers being your preferred internet source, it will try to default back to that. And so when I lost internet, I had to keep going in and telling it to connect to my cell phone instead, which, by the way, also worked. So I'm sitting here in Mexico and I'm using a Telcel data plan. And I go into the keep your home IP settings and I switched from our internet service that was down to my cell phone. And it still shows online as if I'm in Kansas City. I mean, I think it's been wonderful. It works really well for me. And I can run a speed test, and it's testing my speed out of Kansas City, no matter where I am. If you've got an internet connection anywhere in the world, this will make it look like you are someplace else. And I love that. And I don't have to do anything. I don't even have to use a VPN because I've got this little modem box that is my direct tunnel to Kansas City. Every time. I love it. The only time this would be an issue is if the internet was to go down at my source in Kansas City, which is his mom, and she's got Google Fiber and her speeds are fantastic. But if her internet was to go down, then I would not have internet on this box either. And because of that, the limitations are, if you were to keep your home IP, you have to have somebody somewhere who has an internet account wherever you're tunneling to, who is there if there's an issue with the internet going out and things like that, to help with that.
Thank God my mom's internet does not go out.
Her internet's really good.
Really good. Okay, it's
It
all
really is.
buried and everything
Yeah.
else. I mean, it's underground cable. So it's like, yeah, because otherwise we'd be calling an 85-year-old woman to go,
I know.
can you help do the IT on this? And it'd be like,
And this is not a new concept. There was actually, gosh, I wish I could remember exactly who it was, but when I had, the last time we were in San Luis Potosi and I had an issue with a laptop, and that's a long, different story. There was somebody who reached out who was going to try to help me understand how I can set up a similar situation on my own.
yeah.
You know what? Yeah, it can be done. I just don't have the brain power or the ability to do this.
Well,
I spent $450 or whatever it was, and it's
done.
Done. I never have to worry about it. It's done. If the box ever fries and doesn't work, then I'll buy another box. But that's just the way it is.
And mom knows exactly where to plug it in because she is like paranoid. Okay, this plug over here, I can't touch it. It's like, Mom, you can touch it. Well, no, I don't want it unplugged. I don't want to interrupt Gina's working. Mom,
gosh.
You're good. No, that's
I mean, they literally send you two identical little modem boxes. One of them stays connected to the main router at the source of the internet that you have, and the other one travels with you and tunnels back to that one. It's so simplistic, and yet I just didn't want to have to deal with the headache of setting it up myself.
Why do it yourself? And I mean, that literally was one of those $450, and somebody else has already done all the homework and the hard work, and all I got to do is plug it in and go. And that was it.
I'll pay for the convenience.
I'll pay for the convenience.
Seriously.
And it's worked very well.
It really has. So it was worth it. And Mark, we used Zelle once. We're on our bank website. Yeah, I'll look again and see if maybe Charles Schwab has added this option online from the desktop site. Before it was no. You could only
You used to be able to do it from the outside, right? From Zelle.
I've never done it from Zelle site. And I believe that when I did try to, it said to go through your bank.
Oh, okay. Guess who deals with the money here, folks?
I think it said to go through your bank. And so when I tried to go through the bank online, it basically directed me to the mobile app. And so when you pull in mobile app, now you have to think about these things in advance. If you turn on airplane mode, that's going to disable all that junk.
Yeah.
So you got to think it, and you got to think 3 steps ahead, which I wasn't obviously doing. But it was just annoying to me that they would turn it off and then turn around and tell me, well, you can't, this is only for U.S. accounts.
Well, duh.
Duh. I have a U.S. account and I'm sending to a U.S. account. What is the issue? What if I travel a lot? Are you telling me that if I travel a lot, I can't use Zelle to move my own money from my account to in and out of my own account?
Yes, that's exactly what they're telling you.
Such crap.
I know.
Anyway, do you have any other accounts like retirement accounts with Schwab or just checking?
We have used their CDs
I bought
CDs and things like that with them. But other than that,
I had a until I cashed it out early. I did have a Roth IRA, so I was using it for that. I basically had transferred my
oh, that's right. Yep.
my 401ks and all that crap into one of their IRAs.
Quite honestly, we use their services. We are, trust me, not their biggest customers that they have anywhere close.
No.
And so, we move money through there. They've got some sitting there. They want to put it into a CD for, 30, 60, 90 days and things like that. But realistically, no.
If the interest rates are slightly higher on one of their short-term CDs, slightly higher than the checking account, for example, and I have a high enough amount, I'll move some over to the CDs and just let it sit there and accrue some interest and stuff. So right now, we don't have any CDs in their brokerage accounts, and I don't have a whole lot of money left in the Roth IRA either.
No.
So
that 18 months of no job or 20 months of no job was
it was a little tight. And I'm like, well, I'll just use this money here because what else we got? Which end of the tunnel does the box live at? The box lives in Kansas City.
Yes.
So the first box is plugged into Google Fiber in Kansas City
at some ridiculous rate of speed that Mom gets.
Yeah, she gets really good speed.
I mean, it's just like,
and
okay.
They try to tell you that the speed is limited by the speed that you get at your home base. And yeah, that is true. But the tunneling, the speeds are not as high with the tunnel either, because you got to go through.
Let's be realistic. The speeds are limited by the lowest number in the equation.
Exactly.
If you are at one end and if the one that's plugged in at the end has only got 50 megabytes per second, and you have fiber optic here in Mexico at 100 megabytes per second, it's still 50 megabytes per second.
You're getting 50 or less.
If it's 50 here and 100 there, it's still 50 megabytes per second, because the lowest common denominator is the one that's going to limit it all the way through.
That's true. And then on top of everything else, even though I look like I'm in Kansas City, my employer still has their own VPN. And that's where I really get throttled. Their VPN cuts me down significantly.
But that's on them.
I'm just saying that I look like I'm always in Kansas City.
And that's the part that matters.
Yeah, pretty much. Where iBank thinks if I cross the bridge to New Jersey 20 minutes away, they think I'm in Mongolia and freeze my cards. I'm terrified when I move to Mexico, I will be penniless.
Nah, I think Jersey. Jersey's worse than Mexico. Oh God! I said that, and there's gonna be people here from Jersey. They're gonna be going, "Really?"
I'm from Jersey. You from Jersey?
No, I'm not from Jersey. But I mean, we have friends that are in Jersey, and I mean, Yeah, I make an off-cuff remark like that. Now I'm going to get.
Yeah, you're gonna get slapped.
Yeah, but
Slap
no.
them down, guys. Slap them down.
It. I think that if you do it intelligently and you avoid using the PMB, you use the bank the way that you always use the bank. I think that's the key. Is using the
if they
bank
think that you're parking the money for laundering reasons and other stuff. Yeah.
We only moved to Schwab because BOA was such a pain in the ass about getting us our visas because that's right, we're not signing that. We can't sign our own documents. And I really, when we were in Kansas City with my mom just a couple weeks ago, we drove by the branch and I seriously wanted to stop in there and tell that pain in the ass customer service rep who said, we're going to get all of these stamped for you.
Yeah.
And I'm going to staple my card. And if the Mexican consulate has a problem, they can call me. And I was like, that ain't going to work. They want a signature. No, this will work. No. Bitch, you do not tell the Mexican consulate or another country how to do their business. And, it didn't work.
It didn't work. And he did actually want to stop and go in and tell them.
I wanted to walk in there.
They wouldn't even remember us.
I didn't care. I would have gotten my pound's worth of flesh and enjoyed the minute out of it.
That's the old U.S. vibe, probably.
Yes, it was. That was U.S. Mark. Hello. Come here. Let's have a conversation because you don't know anything.
Yeah. That's what happens when you go back to the U.S. It creeps in like that. It's like subtle.
And this was at the end of the trip, even after spending time with my family, which my family is very good.
Yeah. This last trip was a good trip, though.
Hey, the people in Michigan, they were spot on. I mean, other than the one woman at Kroger, the rest of them were bam.
Oh, my. Go got it, Mark.
It just, I knew when she was saying this that it was bullshit.
They just wanted you out of their face.
And I'm going, excuse me, if I want you to notarize me changing a car title, would you do it?
It's my turn now.
Yes. Well, okay. So you can notarize this document, but you can't notarize your own document.
Yeah.
And for 25 years, we were customers, and you would notarize whatever we needed you to notarize. Yes. But you can't notarize this. And she even had the audacity to go, but you can go down to the UPS store right down the street and they can notarize it. What? Somebody outside can notarize? You're a notary, which is why I came to you. I pay you guys because we've been a customer for 25 plus years, and you can't notarize your own document that you just got done printing out because that's right, you didn't trust the ones that I printed out in color, which is what the consulate wants. They want them in color. They don't want them in black and white. Then you print them in black and white, and then you stamp them, but you can't notarize them with a signature. No. I wanted to stop and go, you know what? I know this is stupid. This is 2 years old, but lady, you are full of shit. And that's one of those where it's like, sorry, but yeah, you're wrong. All right, hold on. You got me navigating now. Yeah, Willie, we're in SLP. We're still trying to figure out how long we're going to be here. We were scheduled for 10 weeks. Don't know if we're going to stay the full 10 weeks because, first of all, good, Gina's out there. Football season's coming up, so And second of all is we're going to be going back to the States because we just got back from doing the family reunion with my side of the family. And my daughter couldn't make it because she was at a wedding. And well, her daughters aren't really part of the family. They are in our family, but not that part of the family. I mean, they met most of them. And so we're going up there to see our granddaughter and a couple of our daughters and spend some time with them. And we really don't want to do let's drive up on Saturday, drive back home on Saturday, unload, and then Tuesday drive out the airport and get in the car and go. And, get in the plane and be gone. So I need a couple of weeks to sort of, go home and reconnect and go, yeah, we're back home, get everything settled. And then, because then when we get back from the beach, we've got 3 weeks.
Oh.
And then we're off to Ahihi for a month to A, experience Ahihi, B, finalize all the details for the Meet and Greet 2026 Super Bowl weekend in February. Come on down and join all your favorite YouTubers down there. But yeah, we'll get to spend some time with KJ and Craig and with people like Dave and Diana. And there's so many of them down there in the Ahihi area that we'll get to see. And we're there for a month. Then we're back for a month. And then we're off to Manzanillo for a month. And then we come home, and then we're going to sit until the meet and greet. And then after the meet and greet, resume.
Wait, what? What exit? I used to be from Jersey. What exit?
That'd be for Tom, because Tom's the one that's getting off in Jersey.
I see. And by the way, I like Wildwood. I think it's nice. I like Cape May too.
Yeah, no, Wildwood. We had,
Yeah.
we had friends that had their folks had a house there.
Stay clear of the tram.
Oh God, yeah.
Stay clear of the tram.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. I was thinking of something while you were talking, and now I forget what it is.
Oh.
My head's so fuzzy right now.
Tommy's got the.
Okay, consulate in Philadelphia did not make me jump through hoops.
Oh, I know you're from PA. You're up by the Poconos there, Tommy. I know. Yeah, I think it really depends upon, and quite honestly, it depends upon the consulate. And the second part is ours basically I think it was almost like a test. Can you get these signed?
Yeah, we got them signed.
I mean, I honestly believe that was like, how badly do you want to make this happen? Can you get this signed? So,
because they have to know that the banks aren't doing it. They know. I don't know. We did it.
And quite honest, they didn't check.
No.
I mean, that could have been, Joe the wino hanging out in front of the bank who signed that. They don't know. They didn't ask.
And they didn't check. They didn't.
No.
They asked me.
They didn't even go.
They asked, how did you get them signed? And I looked at her and I was being honest. I said, I cried.
And she did.
And I did cry. I cried in the car because I didn't know what we were going to do.
I did.
He did. I didn't want to, but I did what we had to do. So.
I mean, it was one of those. It was one of those where it's just like, no.
But she asked how it happened. I said I cried,
mm-hmm.
And that is exactly what happened. So I wasn't totally untruthful.
You told the truth.
Half truth. Anyway.
Well.
And how long in the U.S. this next time? Basically
5 or 6
about
days.
6 days.
It's really good.
Travel.
It's going to depend upon how the travel works out because
Yeah. We got 5 days at a beach house.
Yeah, and then we got a day of traveling to Pittsburgh, then a day of traveling to the beach, then a day back up to Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
And then a day back down. So it's probably going to end up being a week.
About a week with all the travel.
Yeah. Yeah.
And, you know, granddaughter sent me a message on Messenger and Facebook, and she's like, "When are we going to the beach?" And I'm like, "September." She has no concept of time, and I'm like, I don't know. When you're a kid, everything seems like it takes forever. So I just kind of pacified her by sending her pictures of the beach house. Like, look at this room. Look at this room. This could be your bedroom. And then she seemed fine after that.
And out of sight, out of mind, then all of a sudden panic, and then it's like, oh, okay, no, it's still going on.
It's going on. Don't worry about it. We're going.
Yeah, I mean,
I can't back out of it now. I put a pretty penny down on this place.
No, and then it's going to be, absolutely. Oh no, October 2nd through the 5th. No, we're going to be there in September.
Yeah, we're going to be at Topsail in September.
My mom, the one we're always talking about, will be there October 2nd through the 5th. So if you see a little short blonde-haired lady, 85 years old, walking up and down the beach, that's probably her.
It's her.
But yeah, no, I mean, we're going to fly down. Then the next morning, I'm going to get up and drive and meet my ex and my daughter halfway there, bring my daughter back, and then send her home with the youngest daughter and her boyfriend. So, at the end of the trip, right.
That'll work.
Yeah.
We'll have a good time.
And our youngest is going to be the mule this time. So
yeah,
we're sending everything to her.
Everything's going to her now. I can't wait to hear about Manzanillo after all these years. I spent a lot of the late 80s there. So fun.
Yeah, I think that's true. I mean, let's be for real. Jesse just brought up Topsail. I've been going to Topsail Island since the 80s. It is nothing like what it was like in the 80s.
It's grown a lot.
I mean, in the 80s, you had the Topsail Motel that had 9 rooms that was right there beside the beach, or beside the pier. And little cement building, 1 story, little office, and painted white with the painted on the what do you call those? The bricks, not the whatever.
Mason brick.
Yeah, the cinder blocks. They had all the cinder blocks up there, and eventually, a storm got it because it actually drove the sand over top of the hotel. And by the time they dug it out, it was like, we're going to spend more to refurbish this and what it would cost to rebuild it. And that's right, we could sell this piece of property for a boatload of money, and they did. But so every place changes over time, and some of it changes for the better, and some of it doesn't. So
we're going to Grand Rapids in the middle of October. All right.
Well, say hello to Kyle and Bradley and Lauren and Lauren.
The two Laurens.
The two Laurens.
That's his cousin's children's girlfriend.
Well, it's Lauren and my Lauren. Yeah. The
two Laurens.
Yeah.
It's funny that these two brothers ended up with girlfriends that are both named Lauren.
And they both bought houses, but neither one's married yet.
Right.
It's like
September is the best time to be at the beach. Kids back at school. The ocean has been warmed up all summer. No crowds. That's right. Lifeguard at Point Pleasant, Jersey Shore. Trust me on that one. Oh yeah, we know. Our beach trips when they've been happening. I think we did go spring one time before May, before prime season, but we usually go in the fall.
No, we used to always go the first 2 weeks of May.
Yeah,
with Mom.
Spring. That's spring. So we used to go spring.
We always used to go the last week before,
non-prime.
Before they jumped the rates
to
peak season.
Yeah, but the fall sounded like a really good time to go, and the prices were lower. Not a whole lot lower, but lower than prime season and just a little higher. Well, actually, around the holidays, they're pretty high too.
Yeah, but no, you're avoiding peak season pricing.
Yeah, but it's still expensive. And we get a house. We look for a house that's right on the beach, so that's why it's expensive.
Well,
The houses are huge. Most of the houses have minimum 4 bedrooms in them. It started off, it was just a trip for me and the granddaughter, and this is what she wanted. She wanted to go to the beach, and I'm like, well, I think this is one of the best beaches I've ever been at. But you can't get a house that's much smaller than a 3 bedroom. In fact, I don't think you can in this area of Topsail. So then it became like, okay, look, we got this really huge house for me and a granddaughter. We might as well just bring the other kids into and make it a family thing, a big family thing. So that's what we're going to do. And then all the space will get used. Oh, when was the last time you were there? A couple years ago, they started charging $30 a day to park. They're everywhere. Oh, goodness. That doesn't surprise me, though. I thought they had free public access parking.
no.
They took that away completely. Jesse's like saying they're charging $30
Yeah,
a day.
the last time we were there, we already had the channel because we did the one. We did you did the video of Topsail
It was
Island,
about 3 years ago.
and then we did the video of why Mexico because we filmed that there as well.
Yeah, it was 3 years ago.
They had started to charge in that lot there by the IGA, between the IGA and the pier there. That was I don't think it was 30 at the time, but it was, they were starting to charge where it used to be, you parked, you were done. So
anytime you have a place like that, though, that has had as much storm damage as they have and has growth like they've had, they're going to start charging money for stuff like that. It's just going to happen.
And Jesse, obviously Topsail Island because you take the corgi down there. But I gotta give the shout out, New York Deli.
Oh, New York Deli, yeah.
Oh,
some good sandwiches there.
Oh,
I also like that donut shop. I can't think of their name right now, but they make maple bacon donuts. Oh my God, they're so good.
There's a lot to like about Topsail Island than this.
And then that little souvenir shop that your mom loves to go to. They've got some really cool things.
Over the Fudge Factory.
They're a little bit expensive, but they got cool stuff.
Yes.
And then the Turtle Hospital. That Turtle Hospital.
Support the Turtle Hospital because they do great things with trying to help make sure that the turtle population remains.
Yeah, and it's a cool place to go to just to see. And you can adopt a turtle, financially speaking, of course. And I don't know, the surf shops that they have are fun to just go through. Get some cheap T-shirts and junk,
Yeah, Jesse, the biggest thing I like, well, not the biggest thing. One of the things I like about New York Deli is, first of all, when I order a Reuben, they don't go corned beef or pastrami.
There's only one.
Because there's only one Reuben. I mean, the guy knows, they know how to do it. The second thing is, in sitting inside waiting for them to make the sandwich, there are some great old photos of Topsail Island, the old swing bridge they used to have, that if you were coming across 210 to go over from the mainland over to the island, and you hit it at the wrong time, and they had that swing bridge that just turned to let the boats go through the intercoastal waterway, and you sat there, and you sat there, and you sat there, because that thing was so damn slow, and then slowly start turning back. Unfortunately, they have built the up and over, bridge now.
Which he hates to drive on.
I hate that because I hate heights,
It's tall, and you can't see the end of the bridge, and there's a turn at the bottom of the bridge. And you really can't see it until you're right there at the end.
Yeah.
So I think it's a cool bridge. But.
And it is home to one of my favorite golf courses in the world, and that is North Shore Country Club, right there on the north side, at the north end of the island. You go across the bridge, and that golf course is 2 totally different golf courses if you play it in the morning and then you play it in the afternoon. Then if you play it in the spring and then you play it in the fall, totally different again. So,
fall is best. Yep. After Labor Day, before the seasonal businesses shut down. I agree.
Yeah.
So looking forward to that. And this is interesting, Jesse. Was looking to buy land years ago. It is literally the most endangered island on the East Coast. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Pure
there's
sand
nothing
bar.
there.
There's nothing underneath. Wow.
There's no bedrock. There's no nothing. It's just.
And that's why they have so much sand erosion. Like the last couple times that we had gone, within a year span, the erosion, the beach erosion was so bad that you would walk up pieces of the beach and there would literally be a drop off, like a wall.
3 foot drop down to the next lower level of sand down below. And it's just like, whoa.
Yeah.
My folks own a condo there in, I can't remember what the name of the place was now, because they bought it in 87 when my niece was born, because she was born at Camp Lejeune. Gee, I wonder why they bought it Topsail Island. But it was one of those, they bought it for this, and wow, that was one of the things when Hugo, I had the car packed up, ready to go down to the beach to go look to make sure the beach house was okay when Hugo hit. And little did we know that Hugo was going to come straight up I-77 and take us out. Because I was right outside of Charlotte. I was in Monroe, North Carolina.
Oh, yeah, I heard about that.
And, it was like, don't worry about the beach house. You better worry about your own house. So that was something to behold, that, it came 180 miles inland and was still a Category 1 sitting over the city of Charlotte, and was like, oh boy. So, no electricity for 10 days, no water. Well, we had water, excuse me. My neighbors didn't have water.
I heard stories of people that I worked with at the hospital talking about how they had to cook their meals outside on a grill.
We did.
For over a week. And
we cooked everything in the freezer.
Yep.
Because it was to the point of cook it or lose it.
Yep.
So when you put the charcoal on, you cooked a boatload of it.
You cooked everything.
Yep.
And that swing bridge was amazing and horrific at the same time.
Well, and that's you think about it. If you know the swing bridge, and back when the only thing you had back there was the food line, and till you got all the way up there to 17, you had the food line, you had a few little shops along the way, and now there's the Walmart, the Publix, the Harris Theater.
It's grown.
Yeah,
it's grown a lot, and of course, with that growth comes skyrocketing real estate prices and $30 a day parking.
Gentrification.
Yep. What is that word you speak of?
It's what it is. It's a city that is in demand, and when something's in demand, the price goes up. So
I'm in demand. My price has gone up.
Your price has gone up. I hope I can meet it.
That is a true story. My price did go up. I was doing art. I was doing portraiture, and I met this guy at a concert, and he wanted me to do a portrait of his daughter. So I did all the work. I bought the paper. I even framed it for him. Bought the mat, got it framed, drove it to deliver it to him, and he liked it. But my price at the time was much lower. And I don't know, 4 or 5 years later, he contacts me randomly out of the blue and wants to know if I could do another one. Oh, it was more. I don't know. It was a while.
No, 89. I was asking,
Oh.
answering Suzanne's question. 1989.
So when I told him what my new price was, and I had a standardized price at this point because I actually had a business. I went and got a business license. I did everything legal. I had tax filing status with the state of North Carolina, all that jazz. And I had a standard rate, and the rate was basically by the square inch. If you want something of this size, it costs this much. And he was just absolutely insulted by the fact that I would not bring the price down, that I only charged him this much last time. And I'm like, well, since the last time, I have participated in workshops. I have competed internationally and won awards. I have been published. In other words, I have gotten better and I'm more recognized and I'm more in demand than I used to be. Therefore, my price has gone up.
Yeah,
and I ended up not doing anything for him because he didn't want to meet it.
And when she started selling all this, first thing I told her was, you are not charging enough for what your talent is. Okay, some people would go, well, yeah, you're the husband, you believe that, da, 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 da. I said, no, let me explain business to you. You do not charge enough until people start saying no.
Right.
Because if everybody says yes, you're underpricing your product. If somebody starts to say no, if you reach that point where 25 to 30, 35% of the people go, I can't afford that, then you're in the right ballpark.
Yeah.
You know, if 100% of the people go no, well then, yeah, obviously you overprice your product. But,
right.
You know, you need to be at that level because that, you know, hey, I'm not giving this shit away. This is valuable stuff.
You know, it reminds me, if you guys remember the Vidal Sassoon beauty salons. The people who worked there, they had, if they wanted to earn higher rate for their cuts, they had to complete classes. And the more classes they completed, the higher their rates were and the higher paying clientele they would get. It's kind of the same idea. You know, you do more education, practice, competition, all these other things, then you earn the right to charge more. That's kind of how it works.
Yeah.
It's that way. Oh, hola, Laura. I didn't mean to miss you. If I had been able to stay in North Carolina, gentrification was driving me out of RDU. Oh yeah. And I was going to move to Greensboro. Prices here in RDU have gotten nuts.
That whole Research Triangle area,
Yeah.
just, I mean, it's the perfect storm. You know, you have a great airport, RDU. You have great universities, NC State, Carolina, and something that has 4 letters. And you have a lot of industry. And so, you know, yeah, that whole triangle has just been exploding. And my cousin, I just saw up at the reunion, they're building a house on 20 acres in Mebane. So, you know, it's one of those where it's like,
for those of us who aren't from North Carolina, Mebane.
well, yeah.
It ends in an E.
It does, but it's Mebane. So, you know, and I get you, Bruno. San Francisco has been priced out a long time ago.
Oh my gosh, Bruno, I've got such a story about that. I was following my favorite band. They were playing 3 nights at the Masonic in San Francisco. So I go out there. I have friends who already had an Airbnb secured, and I got to pay $25 a night to sleep on a futon. So they added me on as an extra guest. Now, the place that we were staying in, I can't remember what part of San Francisco it was, but what's interesting about it is that it was literally iron gated all the way around the front of it. Like you had to unlock an iron gate to even get to the front door.
Uh-huh.
And this place was like an old Victorian style house that needed a lot of love. And this house was for sale for some stupid astronomical amount of money. Millions, plural, millions, this house. And it was not in the best shape. And it was like,
Doesn't matter.
And then we went one morning to a corner place, literally a corner place in the neighborhood to get some breakfast. It was like somebody opened this little breakfast place in the bottom of their house. And I spent $25 for breakfast. And my breakfast was toast, 2 over easy eggs, 2 slices of bacon, and a coffee. $25. And that was what, 10 years ago?
Yeah, easily. And Bruno, just to give you an idea, my dad and his wife, his third wife, lived on California Street. And they sold the condo and bought a very, very nice house in Scottsdale. And there was money left over. So yeah, you know, they were paying $1,600 a month in HOA fees. $1,600 a month. I'm going, Dad, you realize you are paying our mortgage in HOA fees?
Wow.
He's like, yeah, welcome to San Francisco.
Wow. It's crazy.
You know, so.
Suzanne, thank you. I would love to. And it will happen. At the time that I tried to get back into it, I didn't have a job. So I was just looking for ways that maybe I could somehow supplement income because I had no income coming in. But right now, with the way I'm working and how hard it's been to even try to make videos with this new job,
there ain't enough hours.
There's just not enough hours in my life in a day to do it. If I could have a 48-hour day, that's happened sometimes. Maybe not quite that long.
If there was a 48-hour day, I'd run out of books.
That is true. But I want to get back into it. I always enjoy it. It's definitely something I've always done since I was very, very little. And I like to do it a lot.
You know, what's interesting is one of the things that she enjoys doing, and the videos sort of tapped a little bit of that void. Void's the right word. Is be creative, and you know, her number 1 and number 2 ways of doing that are harder for her to accomplish down here. Number 1 is putting a pencil in her hand and a piece of paper and drawing. And number 2 is put a guitar in her hand and let her play music. Yeah. Yo, those are 1 and 2. Number 3 is well, all right, don't have those 2. All right, I'm gonna make a video. So
yeah,
that's what it is. It supplants and gives her that creative outlet that she needs.
You know, and I like to crochet, but I don't do that here either because I mean, I gave all my, I had some nice freaking yarn. I mean, some nice yarn that I ordered and gave all that to my daughter. What are we going to do? We can't carry a bag of yarn everywhere we go.
I would have drawn the freaking line at that. That'd have been like,
I had a big garbage, like outside garbage can bag of yarn. Yeah, that didn't come. So, and you can't carry all that stuff around. And what ends up happening is when I don't have enough hours, I start a lot of projects that never get finished. So, you know, and that's happened quite a bit.
I wasn't saying a word.
But it's true.
Yeah.
You know, you start a lot of projects that never get finished when you don't have enough time to do it. So we don't need all that. We don't need all this like unfinished business hanging around us all the time.
No, and you know, one of the best parts, honestly, about Mexico, I mean, since this is where we are and this is what you guys tune in to hear us talk about,
yeah,
is the fact that the whole mañana attitude is so healthy.
It is.
I mean, it was like going through all the pains and grief and angst and everything else last week. I told Romy, I said, this week aside, because this has been an outlier. It was just a crappy week. We felt like hell, and all this stuff was falling. We're getting ready to move and da 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 da. But the best part is that when we stop and relax and allow ourselves to acclimate to the Mexican way of life, our lives are better exponentially.
Yeah, that's true.
And that's, that's the part that we have to stop and just go, this is where it all really goes, is that we got this, we got this, we got this, we got this. We can bitch about this. We can do this, do da da. But you know what? When you stop and pause, you go, I am so much happier here than there. And it's only because the wonderful people here have taught us to embrace the life you have and quit wishing for the life you want.
Hello, Mr. Philosophical.
I'm just pointing it out that is.
He's so philosophical.
But that's what they do. They don't sit there and go, I'm chasing the Joneses down the street.
Yeah.
They go out with 4 generations. They go to the Hardin and they're having a blast. And they're laughing. They're smiling. They're loving one another. And that is the things that you have to sit there and just go, those are the things that make us better people.
Let's see. I noticed this about you talking about how prices have gone up on real estate. It reminded me, we had a house in Indian Trail, North Carolina, 16 years ago?
Yeah, well.
15 years ago?
12 years ago.
12 years ago.
Yeah.
And, at the time that we had bought it, it was around 150, maybe close to 160,000.
Mm-hmm.
The last time
almost an acre.
The last time I saw a price on it on one of those Zillow or whatever type websites where it was being listed, it was over 350,000.
Yeah,
like it literally had more than doubled in less than 10 years. Because it's kind of crazy the way real estate jumps the way it does.
Yeah, and I don't even worry about that anymore because you know what?
No. Just making a comparison.
No, and that's true. And that's the Charlotte area, and RDU is.
And it happens here too.
No, it does. Trust me.
Our friend, our subscriber's house in Merida has doubled in price.
Or more. Or more.
Yeah.
And one of the things you have to keep in mind is that, yes, money is good and money is important because money allows us to do what we want to do. But as long as we got a roof over our head, we got each other, and we got enough food to eat, and I ain't running out of cerveza, which ain't that important. But no, more important is I'm not running out of Coke.
The good Coke too, which by the way, he noticed immediately in the U.S. it did not taste.
I had to send it back. But those, but as long as we got those things, we're good. I can smile, and I wasn't doing that on that side of the board.
Yep.
And that's what's the key. So
we're happier. We are happier.
Yeah.
Overall, yeah. 2 books you might enjoy are No More Tears, an expose on Johnson & Johnson, and Who Stole My Pension?
Yes, I have Libby. Actually, I don't use Libby. I use Overdrive to get my books, which hooks up, and Overdrive does a wonderful job with my Kindle. So, yeah.
Well, wait, we're using the library, right? Or are you not using them?
Yes, but Overdrive is how I get my books, not Libby.
Oh.
There's two different ways of getting
Okay, I thought it was,
Kindle books.
I thought it was an app from the library.
No, they subscribe to either Libby or Overdrive.
Okay.
Yeah. And Jesse will be in 5 months. That will be, let's see, it's July, that's November. So Jesse, you probably will be there about the time we will be doing the meet and greet number 2.
Oh yeah,
2026.
We've already found a place. It was a hotel. It is a hotel. It's like villas, with very, very, very small kitchenettes. Like we didn't even care because we figured we're going to be there. We're just going to be out eating every day anyway.
We're gonna be there for 5 days,
Yeah.
and it has a breakfast included in the place.
Yeah. So I wish I could remember the name of the place, but they have like 2 people king suites, 4 people suites, and something else. And it got really, really, really good reviews. And it's kind of a long walking distance to Centro and Ajijic. But I figured if we were going to be out doing things for the meet and greet, we're probably going to be walking to places anyway. Maybe we can get a cab or something. I don't know. Or we just walk. I don't know how bad of a walk it really is. It doesn't look like it's terrible. But it is some kind of villa hotel that gets really good reviews. And I was just like, I'm pulling the trigger now. I'm not waiting for any more information. At the time that this meet and greet is going to happen, that is like peak season for Ajijic. That's when all the retirees go down with snowbirds and stuff. So I didn't want to wait anymore. And I just got us a room. And it wasn't that bad. I think it was like $70 a night. Non-refundable rate, but still. I think I got it on, was it on Verbo?
I can't remember.
I think it was. I think I got it on Verbo, and they did have their own website, but the prices on their own website was actually higher than what I got on Verbo. So I just can't remember the name of the place right now. So sorry. Check out, here, that's right. Check out areas west of Ajijic. Yeah, I wanted to go to Hocatepec. We were looking for an Airbnb for a month-long stay. The prices were getting better the further west you went. But
obviously, because you're getting further away from.
Yeah, I didn't want to be so far away that we would have to use a car to get everywhere, especially
since Ajijic is known for the fact that cars don't go anywhere fast.
Yeah, it's they got traffic issues at times. So I didn't want that unpredictability. So we ended up getting a place that was closer, but still not right in Ajijic because of the price, and plus the needs that we had at the time when we didn't have a place to keep all our stuff.
And
so
that definitely made a difference.
Yeah. See. Awesome. Oh, this sounds good, Jesse. You've got 2 days scheduled with KJ. That is nice. Good deal. KJ's a nice guy. And,
Craig and KJ.
Yeah.
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 They are the boys. They will take care of you. You know, number one, they are 2 of the most ethical people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that we have met. They, you know, they laugh, they party, they are everything, but they're also for real.
They're real.
And
they're not fake.
Nope.
No, you're in really good hands. So
nope.
I'm glad to see that, Jesse.
Yeah.
Good deal.
Oh, it will be fun. Trust me. Yeah. You will laugh your ass off with those 2 because they are hilarious.
They're very fun. Guadalajara and Lake Chapala area are probably where I will land first, but nowhere else is out of the question at this point. Anywhere in Mexico will be wonderful as opposed to here.
You know, Tommy, you got a bedroom, so just pointing out.
We kind of told you. In fact, we're here in San Luis Potosí for almost a full 2 months, and then of course we've got our place in Querétaro. And we've got room in both.
Well, we have the Tommy room in Querétaro. So
Yeah, there is a Tommy room in Querétaro.
That's what everybody calls it, is the Tommy room. So
There you go. Got your name on it. Yes, they have traffic and rugged cobblestones. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I mean, it's just when you have little real estate and lots of people, and everybody wants to go in the same directions, yeah, it's tough.
okay, this is a good question, Mark and Paulette. Are we not all staying at the same place for the meetup? Should we all just book our own places? KJ and Craig were going to work with some local hotels.
Like about 5 or 6 different hotels.
They were working with them, but nothing was written in stone yet. They had to go to these places and make proposals and see if they can lock down the locations in blocks so that we could get a place to stay and possibly a discount. You know, there was no guarantee on a discount, but to have a block of rooms reserved for just us was a plus, because again, this is going to happen right at the time of peak snowbird season, and that was a concern. Now, the fact is that KJ and Craig have been very busy lately. They've been tied up in a whirlwind of activity that I'm sure that whatever it is, they've been very busy with it, but we're not privy to what they're doing. And
they're living their life, we're living ours, and we quite haven't.
Everybody's been a little busy,
and we did sort of catch up with a few messages back and forth in the last couple of weeks. You know, oh, I need this, I need that, and touching back and forth.
Right,
but
we don't know yet what hotels, if there are blocks saved or not. I was of the state of mind, because I am always prepared, that I don't want to wait for that information. I would much rather just be assured that we have a place. And so I just booked a place. I didn't feel that $75 a month was that big, or I'm sorry, a day for 5 days was that big of a deal. So I booked a place. And I can sleep at night and not worry about it. I'm not saying that you need to jump and try to do the same. If you are fine with just waiting for them to come back with
one of the things is what's the Facebook group?
I don't know right now.
Okay, there's a Facebook group, and if you go to, I just got done this week.
Oh wait, let me take this off a second.
Okay,
go ahead.
I just got done sending this week or last week, one of the two. KJ and Craig, the Facebook event page, and they are administrators, and I know that they are going to be updating and adding the hotels that are available, and if there are places that you can get a discount, they'll be including them as well.
I don't know the timeline of when that information is going to be available, though, because we're letting KJ and Craig,
they are driving.
They're driving the bus.
We drove it last year, and they're driving it this year, and I got a feeling they're going to drive it out of the park, because I know the way those two are thinking, and we've had some conversations with them, and it's like, oh, you guys are taking this to a level I hate to see who is going to be in charge in 2027, because they're setting the bar high and very high. So, one of the things is going to be, I know that a lot of us like to stay together. We can give you the information as to where we are going to be location wise, but it's not that big of an area. And I think Gina's looking for the event page right now, so she can give it to you guys. But I know that they have already contacted numerous places as far as hotels and restaurants and bars for a lot of the things that were going to occur, because there's a lot of things that they've got going on. And we're talking about doing, the last time that we sat down with them, on a Zoom call. Well, whatever it was they used, because I said Zoom call, and they looked at me and went, "A what?" WhatsApp, Messenger, whatever. And, it was like, we're talking about doing some breakout meetings where, if you want to meet these people, you have the opportunity to do that. So.
Okay, so I put the link in the chat. Hopefully you guys can see that. It's too long for me to try to post it across the screen. Plus, then that means everybody's got to try to write it down, and you can't really copy it. But you should be able to follow the link from the chat. That is the event page. If you are interested in going, you can mark yourself as being interested. And then that way, all you have to do at Facebook is just type in events in the search, and it'll show you the events that you have shown interest in. Or you can just bookmark it on your browser. Yep.
No, Suzanne, it's not all couples. It's all people who want to have fun. That's, I mean, literally.
Yep. Yeah. No. Yes.
And Stephanie, contact us. We'll see if we can let you know the name of the hotel we're going to be at.
Where are you at on that?
One up above her.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I'll see if I can find it. I think I reserved it on Vrbo.
I think
like
so
I
too.
said,
But
I went to booking.com, something else, and I went to their actual website, and it was cheaper on Vrbo.
yeah, than their actual website. Go figure. One of those where sometimes you just gotta go.
Trips.
Let's see where.
And like I said, it's a little bit out from Centro. It's a walk. It's probably a 20-minute walk to Centro, my guess. I'm not real sure, but it's called Hotel Danza del Sol. I'll see if I can get a link to it, and I'll post that as well. But if you go on Vrbo and you look for it, that, like I said, that was the best price, even from their own website. They do have their own website, and the price was almost double on their website. It was definitely less expensive at Vrbo. And they include breakfast.
Yes, which
was nice.
I'm all about. Feed me in the morning.
Okay, I got the property. Let me put that in the chat as well. Hotel Danza del Sol. There you go.
There we go. Yeah, I mean, and I got a feeling that this is going to greatly surpass this year's event in some ways, as far as the number of people.
Yeah.
But it's going to be hard pressed to beat the interaction and everything else that occurred at this year's, because this year in SMA, the right space, the right number of people, and the right people, and everybody just had a blast talking to one another. So I'm not sure.
Here's some good information. So the Hotel Danza del Sol is a 9-minute walk to the Malecón, and it is a 17-minute walk to the Church of Ajijic, which basically is Centro. So yeah, I was close. It was almost a 20-minute walk to Centro. But I sort of feel like the activities are going to be all around Ajijic. So that could be a 15-minute walk, maybe a 10-minute walk.
And the other part of that is literally, once we're in the areas, we're going to be in the areas.
Yeah.
And if it's like, all right, you know what? It's time to go home. Taxi, Uber, whatever.
Whatever it takes, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm like that. We are planners. You guys know this. And I'm looking at this going, we're like, what, 6 months out? We know this is going to be peak snowbird season.
Yes, it is.
So I didn't want to wait anymore until it. I trust KJ and Craig, but the nervous person, the nervous Nelly inside of me,
we want a bed.
I want to make sure I have a place.
Yeah.
The end.
And one of the things is, we got a lot of people that are in that area.
Yeah.
And then I know we have a lot of people who wanted to participate last time, and for whatever reason, we didn't give everybody a lot of notice last time. I mean, that was just
because it just
sort of was an organic thing, and it went
just we're going to get together, and the next thing you know, we're making a meet and greet. We got like a month to let everybody know.
Right, and so I know, Papa was like, oh man, I booked it at a resort, and he's like, I'm going to be there this year. So, there's a lot of people who are just going, I'm going to be there for this one because everybody heard how much fun it was at the last one, and it was a boatload of fun. So,
all right, so let's see. All right, middle of a move. Oh yeah, exactly. I believe you're referring to KJ.
Yep.
Craig. They've got a lot going on, so I'm not coming down on them.
No. They graciously, at the end of when we were finished with the one in SMA, those two went. We got it next year.
Yep.
It wasn't even a question of who. They went, it's ours. We've got it.
The amount of forethought that they have put into how to do it this next year, it's blowing my mind. But then we're not event planning type people, whereas that's what one of them was doing for a living. So it's going to be good.
And we were just going. This was all supposed to be maybe 10 or 15 people meeting up there in SMA, and no real planning. Let's just have a good time. And next thing you know, it sort of just mushroomed. And then it was like, holy shit, this couldn't have gone any better if we had tried. And then they were like, wait till we get done. And I'm like,
go for it. So no, it's fine. We are just insecure when it comes to our
accommodations. We want a bed.
We just want to make sure we have a bed. The end. And I'm sure that whatever they pull together is going to be fantastic.
Oh, I know it is.
Just letting you know, there is this place that's there, and they had availability. And if you guys are interested, that's where it is.
Super Bowl weekend.
That is true too.
I know it is.
Oh, okay, Tom. Love you too, Tom. Mark and Paulette, I think I got the last room at the Inn Ahihi. I had to jump on it because it is high season. Like Gina wanted to be assured.
I already knew that.
Yep, they were aware. That's why I understand, Tom, because I'm like that. I want to make sure we have a place. I know that they're working hard to get us a block of rooms in different places. That's fine. Somebody can definitely take advantage of that. We have a place now. So it'll be what it is. And we're not that far from anybody. We can walk and meet people. Not a big deal. Excuse me, sorry. Hey, Julia. I'm so glad to hear about the meet and greet. We might be there at that time. We met Craig and KJ at our last visit and have since found you too. Aw, that's cool. Stalking. No, you're gonna make me laugh. Oh God, the cough is not good with a laugh. You've been stalking us, huh? I do that to people sometimes too. Usually on Facebook. I silently stalk someone on Facebook. It's just awesome. Hey, all right, Jesse just booked. Boom. I'm assuming that you mean that you just booked at Hotel Danza del Sol. Original meetup, SMA was the best. Aw, it couldn't have gone any better, but I'm sure KJ and Craig will go swimmingly also. Theirs is going to be, I'm telling you, They
I
did.
mean,
Event planning is not foreign to them, and they are taking it to that level. So that's pretty awesome.
I bet they don't have 17 pizzas left over.
Thank you for that. I'm trying not to laugh too much because it makes me cough.
No.
Oh gosh, and you are very welcome, Jesse. And Terry, yeah, I'm the same way. I like to be a planner.
I
also.
just want to know,
Yeah. I mean,
where I'm going, when I'm going to get there, and what's going to happen. Other than that,
here's why it's important when you're somebody like me and him, and you like to have a king size bed. You don't want to be left choosing from a bunch of, twin doubles or a queen
or matrimonial.
Yeah,
Been there, done that. I love the woman dearly. She is the love of my life. But the two of us in a matrimonial in Bernal.
Whew, baby.
Yeah.
It reminded me of my days when, if you guys recall, what basically a single cot style bed in a dormitory at college, how big those are. It reminds me of those days, trying to sleep two people in one of those beds. That's what it felt like. And I was a lot smaller then. I wasn't the size I am now.
I mean, it was one of those where spooning wasn't optional. It was mandatory. And there was no, oh, you know what? I'm going to roll over. Oh, hell no, you're not. You roll over, you're on the floor. So.
Me and he only has 3 suites. I guess 82 of you can stay with me. Oh, it's like a clown car or a phone booth, right?
Yeah, no shit, Bruno. We were all definitely thinner then.
Yep. And Ernie is not allowed to order pizza.
Only if he's ordering for him and Yami. But other than that.
Oh, look, Stephanie booked 2. Guys, go. Woo! Woo! We'll have a party. We'll have a party at the Danza del Sol.
They have a bar, don't they?
I don't know.
Yes, they do.
I mean, I don't know.
Yes, they do.
I just knew that it included breakfast and they got good reviews.
Yeah, but they have a bar. So,
okay.
Yeah, not that I'm worried about that because knowing KJ and Craig, that's going to be a, ding. So.
When you could fit 2 grown adults in one of them college dorm cots, yeah, we were all a lot smaller back then. We can't do that now.
Actually, I might be smaller now than I was then.
Really? I think that you were just narrower in your waist and broader in the shoulders. But your weight was about the same.
About 10 pounds less now.
Yeah, but you were narrower in the waist.
That is true.
Right here, and broader in the shoulders.
Yeah.
Are there any photos from the one? Are there any photos from the one that you guys had last time? Yes.
Yeah, we have a whole video basically, and so did KJ and Craig.
I think that I have photos on that Facebook event page from the last one. But I will see real quickly here.
No, the bar is important because Mark likes to interact with people because I like to talk. As if you guys haven't figured that out by now. And that is one of my favorite things to do is sit, have a cerveza,
yes.
un puro, and just boom, relax.
There's about 50 photographs from the last event that's on that event page, just to give people an idea of what we did, how it looked. They have a bar now. They have a bar now. I love this.
See?
Okay.
I mean,
Terry, we know what is important to Mark. Bar?
If there's not a bar, trust me, there's an Oxo a block or 2 away, and I can just walk down and get 12-pack and
it agrees with you. It's better than Ozempic. Mexico's better than Ozempic for you.
I mean, hey, I told you guys last time when we came back, I gained 10 pounds.
Yes.
It took me.
Yes.
It took me 5 days, and it was gone.
I gained 5 pounds on that 2-week trip to the United States. 5 pounds, and it took me almost 10 days to lose it.
Yeah, I mean, 5 days I lost 10 pounds. So I think a lot of that was
beer.
Yeah. I mean, yes, we all get together and I have a beer. What you guys don't realize is that between now and in the next 2 weeks, I will not drink another beer.
No, it's true. The only time he drinks at home, honestly, the only time he drinks at home is during these lives.
Mm-hmm.
And then if it's something to do with
the family,
the family,
the fantasy football draft.
I was going to say like at home. So when it's like what he just said, like some kind of sporting thing like the draft, and we're doing fantasy football draft, then he'll drink. He doesn't even drink during the games.
No,
he doesn't drink. And even when we go out to eat, sometimes he won't even really drink. When we go out to eat, he'll get a Coke. Sometimes you get a drink.
Well, it depends. Am I driving or not?
True.
Here in Mexico, no es bueno.
No, our first night here, because we didn't have groceries yet, we walked across the street and went to a Wingstop, and we both had one alcoholic beverage. Mine was really, really, really good, by the way. But that's all you had.
Mm-hmm.
It was just that one drink. He didn't even have a Coke. He just had that one drink.
And 10 alitas. 10 alitas.
Oh, yeah. And wings, obviously.
That was it.
Yeah. They had bloomin' onion. I love bloomin' onions. They're so good.
But yeah, so I mean, I imbibe with you guys and then sit here and drink my Coke the rest.
Yeah.
13 days it'll be Coke. So
it's always been like that. It's always, I mean, these lives give him a reason to drink beer because otherwise he wouldn't.
That's very true.
He doesn't drink at home. We buy more beer now than we ever used to in the U.S.
Oh, God, yeah. Because every 2 weeks we have a live.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we're going to have another party when we get back home because we got more beer in the refrigerator.
Oh, gosh, because we had that housewarming party and everybody brought beer.
And everybody left and the beer was there.
And they left all the beer.
Oh, my God. Yeah. Willie's got to come, so, but.
Oh, and I made German potato salad. And it was a hit.
It was. It's good stuff.
Everybody was asking for the recipe. Guys,
hopefully everybody is starting to think about 2026 meet and greet. Some of you've already booked. Glad to hear it. Glad to see y'all in the same hotel because we're going to have a blast.
Yeah, it's definitely time for me to roll it into the bedroom because I'm feeling it.
Yes,
it's time to call it an end of the night.
And I need a porro and then upstairs
up to bed. Yep.
Read my book. So
yeah, to get rid of this, kick this COVID in the butt. So thank you guys for hanging in here with us tonight. I don't know what to tell you about videos.
Well, I think what we're going to try and do. All right, I'm going to propose this, and if I get smacked for it, I get smacked for it. I think we need to shoot for one a month.
I'm doing whatever I can do.
I know, but
We'll do what I can do, and if I have more than that, I'll put it out. So that's kind of like, life gets in the way type stuff. Don't want you to think that I don't want to do it anymore. That's not true. It's more or less life getting in the way, pretty much.
I know.
So, yes. So, surprise. Pressed, you made it 3 hours. I know. So am I. I didn't think I would. I was thinking 2 hours was going to be it, but I don't know.
No, see, the thing is, It's like spending time with family.
That's
It
true.
just
Time just flies.
Yep.
And you just think, woo, yes. You guys have a great night. Thank you. Thank you so much. And I'm glad that we could share Hotel Danza del Sol with some of you. Again, like I said, nothing bad on KJ and Craig. They're working on it, and I know it's going to be great. We just like, hey, if you got an opportunity and you're willing to, find a place,
burn the hand.
Yep.
Yeah.
Just do it. And we will see you again at minimum in 2 weeks for another live, hopefully under better circumstances. And I don't know, we should be hooking up with Mark and Paulette here sometime soon as everybody feels up to it.
I think they're the good ones, but I'm thinking they're probably going, no, we're going to wait till you guys feel better.
Totally agree. And thank you, all of you. Annie, yes, I hope that you're feeling better.
Hope you're feeling better too, Annie.
As well. I know you got that cold, that cough that's lingering on you too. So thank you guys. Ciao. Hasta luego.
Hasta la vista. Dos semanas.
Baby. We'll see you in a couple weeks. Thanks again. Have a great night. And peace.